something. So this is the go-home show for that. So there's going to be a lot of final touches, final promos, face-to-faces, things along those lines. But I think it's still going to be a good show. The thing with NXT is you still tend to get like some good matches even on go-home shows. So looking forward to tonight. They've actually announced a couple of things. We are getting the tag team titles defended tonight. We are going to see MSK defending against Imperium. So we've got that tonight. We've also got Indi Hartwell and Dexter Lumis taking on, I think it's Robert Stone and Jessi Kamea. So I think we've got that match tonight as well, like a mixed tag match. So we've got that. They've also announced that Samoa Joe, Karrion, Kross will be face-to-face. They've also announced that Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez will be face-to-face. So we've got those little segments as well. I think also we've got the semi-final of the Breakout Tournament. We've got that as well. So it's a stacked show. I mean, credit where it's due. It's a stacked show. So I am looking forward to it, seeing what they've got in store for us tonight. Obviously, the talk when it comes to NXT is what does the future hold. We still don't have an answer on that. And in fact, we're not going to get an answer on that for a little while. Obviously, we need to get the takeover out of the way first. My gut feeling is that we could see some more releases, and then we'll start to see a little bit of a shift. I think around end of the year, we're going to see a draft, and I think that's when things could change quite drastically. I think there'll be some call-ups during that draft. So, yeah, I think, I don't know that it's just going to be, like, overnight they're going to change it all, or if it'll be a bit of a gradual process. We know there's a new logo. We know there's new lighting. We know that there's change coming to NXT, but when that's happening still hasn't been reported. So, right now, if you're a fan of NXT, just enjoy it, because we don't quite know what the future's going to hold, apart from a guaranteed definite change. Change is in the air. Gaming in real time, shout out to you, said joining the stream since we've just gone into lockdown. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I've heard a few places have gone into lockdown, one of them being New Zealand, of course. So, stay safe. I think has New Zealand gone into lockdown over 4 cases, which is pretty wild. But fair play. I mean, I think last time we checked, we were getting like thousands of cases a day. So for you guys to like take that action is pretty impressive. So shout out to New Zealand. I hope everyone is well. Farmer's Son says NXT is dead. Since such a shame, NXT will slowly be phased out by the greed of Vince McBossman. I don't know that NXT's being phased out. I think it's still going to be around. It's just not going to be the NXT that we've got right now. We don't know what it's going to look like. I kind of feel that, I mean, I must admit, there's a really exciting crop of... We've been saying this for so long. I mean, I don't want to sit here saying that this is everything we've been saying, but it's pretty much everything we've been saying. Like, for how long have we sat here saying NXT has got an identity problem? Right? How long have we sat here saying this? People have spoke about NXT and, you know, why is NXT losing the war with AEW? And, like, obviously we do these weekly watch-alongs. And it was quite clear what NXT's problem was. NXT's problem was it had an identity crisis. It didn't know if it was a third brand or it didn't know if it was developmental. And they needed to pick a lane, and they didn't. And they tried to make both things work, and you can't. You can't make both things work. You can't be developmental and the third brand. So I think Vince has looked at it and said, I want to get this back to being developmental. Like, this as a third brand just is not working. So I think he wants to go back to being developmental. I don't have an issue with that. if I'm being perfectly honest, because I think NXT was at its best when it was developmental. Since it's been a third brand and we've had people outstaying their welcome, like Johnny Gargano has been in NXT for far too long. Same with Tommaso Ciampa, same with Adam Cole. Undisputed Era had their whole life cycle within NXT. They've managed to start, go through pretty much every feud you could imagine, split up, and have wrestlers released. Like, Bobby Fischer's gone. Has been released, and like, so they've actually had like a member released as well. So there's no way they can get back together. If they do, it would be as a trio. So they've actually done their whole life cycle within NXT, which is just crazy, because NXT was always about preparing for the main roster. So I do think there's a lot of people that have spent way too long in NXT that need to move on. Need to, you know, they get paid like decent money, need to go to that main roster. They need, I mean, the main roster needs them. I know we can all worry about how they'll be used, but yeah, I kind of think like it's what NXT needs as well. Get rid of some of those people that've been around for a while. Bring in some of that fresh blood. Like, personally, how amazing has it been seeing Odyssey Jones? Like, Odyssey Jones has been a real breath of fresh air. Zoe Stark is amazing. Shirai is amazing. Like, they've got all this talent that is just fantastic. And obviously that Parker Vidot that's coming through. There's people coming through. I mean, we've just seen the Breakout Tournament. So I kind of feel like now it lost, and we can now admit that it's having this identity crisis. I sort of don't blame Vince. I don't blame Vince by like having to look going, right, what do we do with this now? What is the future of this now? Because what's happening right now is working to a degree, but is there like, can we get a better use out of it? Can we get, I don't think you can get more views, right? I think they're sacrificing the views. There might even be sacrificing the TV deal, because if you're USA, you can't be happy about this. We've spoke about this before. We're not going to bang on it for long, but we spoke about it before. If you're the USA Network and you've paid money to have NXT, and all of a sudden all of the big names are being removed, you would be upset, wouldn't you? You would be upset. So I don't know if WWE are sacrificing the deal that they've got from USA for NXT in order to make it developmental again. But yeah, there must be some very tricky conversations happening behind the scenes. I wouldn't want to be in a meeting with USA Network, let's put it that way, as we talk about the future of NXT. That's one that, if Nick Khan's doing that, that's one that I definitely don't, I'm not jealous of him having to sort out. So yeah, the future is very interesting for NXT. I think the future is still bright. I think if you do look at people like Odyssey Jones, Parker Bordeaux, we don't know what's happening with Austin Theory, of course, Zoe Stark, Shirai, it's people they can bring from NXT UK, you know, what you do with Tyler Bates, you're not going to throw him straight to Raw or SmackDown, so, you know, do you put him into NXT first, you know? I think even Ilya Dragunov, you could do something with him in NXT. Like, there's definitely potential. Definitely a lot of potential. I think it could kind of reinvigorate things. And also, if they do, like, pull out of this deal with USA, if that is what's going to happen, then does it go back to Peacock? And does it go back to being an hour? And does it go back to the kick-ass show that it used to be? Because it used to be unmissable. Like, I would argue now it's not unmissable. I would argue now that it's hot-shotted because it has to in order to try and get ratings. Whereas before, it was a slow build, a slow burn. You didn't see everyone every week. Things weren't hot-shotted. They played out over a longer period of time. And I really felt like it was more rewarding. I kind of feel that NXT now feels a little bit of a imitation of itself. It kind of feels like it's NXT in name only. So, yeah, I don't think this is the hot brand that we all fell in love with. So that's why I'm quite excited to see what they do with it going forward. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to tonight, as we said. A lot to look forward to. Although, I don't think there's much in the way of wrestling news today, or certainly not that I've seen. But Zahair asks, how has your day been? It's been alright. I haven't really done a great deal today. I was going to do the SummerSlam predictions, but I actually ended up doing, like, thumbnails and graphics and bits like that instead. So I've got a few bits sorted in that regard. I've even done the thumbnail for the SummerSlam predictions thing. I think we're probably looking at that tomorrow. I can see us doing SummerSlam predictions like from 5 Eastern, 10 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll probably finish that stream after a couple of hours. Because I'd like to spend a couple of hours on it. It takes about half an hour to go through all the matches and talk about things. And then I like to have a good chat with you guys and go through your thoughts and theories and absolutely everything. So, yeah, we'll probably go through everything tomorrow, couple of hours, and then we'll go end that stream and then start the AEW stream. Of course, we've got eyes on Friday for the arrival of CM Punk. We've got, and SmackDown, go home, of course. Saturday, SummerSlam. Sunday, NXT TakeOver. Monday, back to Raw. Tuesday, NXT, blah, 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 blah. I mean, next Tuesday's NXT could be very interesting because, obviously, I'm expecting Karrion to lose the title this weekend. He might say goodbye next week. I doubt it. But I think there's every chance that Karrion loses on the Sunday. He is on the show on Monday and he's done. Like, we don't see Karrion in NXT again. This might be the final time you see Karrion Kross in NXT on the weekly show. Because as of next week, I would expect him to be a Raw superstar exclusively. So I think there could be some next week could be quite interesting. There could be a bit of room for talent to breathe. Because it's kind of interesting. They're doing that breakout tournament now. They're doing the breakout tournament now. And is that because we're about to lose a lot of people? Hopefully through call-ups. So we'll see. Days, can you look at my DM? No. I've seen a report that NXT is going to go back to a pre-taped 1 hour on the network. Oh. I must admit, I did see something about it being pre-taped. I did see something about it being pre-taped. I didn't see that it's going back to an hour and going to the network, though. So, if that's, all confirmed and it does go that way, then I'm excited. That would genuinely excite me. I just feel like that, honestly, was when it was at its best. It really was something that made me... I mean, I've always been a fan of WWE, of course, but I think the thing with NXT was that it was only on the network, and it kept you going back every week. Like, it was the only place you could watch it, and it was so good that it just kept you going back every single week. Like, whatever you was doing, it didn't matter. Wednesday, NXT. So you used to watch on a Wednesday and just for an hour. And it was fantastic. I remember, I was watching when it was like Alexa with Blake and Murphy, and it was the Vaudevillains, kind of around the first Barclays takeover. The Four Horsewomen, of course, just gone at that point, but I saw a bit before that. We were a little bit later getting the network in the UK than in America, so I wasn't able to watch like as soon as you lot in America could. We had to wait longer, unfortunately. It was quite a while as well. I seem to remember you guys getting it like in maybe the April of 2014, and I think we got it more towards 2015, around that ballpark. So yeah, like they made us wait months and months and months. But I remember watching like Vaudevillains in particular. Tyler Breeze was around at that time. CJ Parker, people like that. I just remember Bull Dempsey. People like this that never made it. I remember Cassius Ono the first time, and then he ended up going, and then obviously came back again. So, yeah, that kind of NXT around that time with Sami Zayn and Nakamura coming in, and Balor arriving, and Asuka arriving, all of that kind of stuff was just, it was immense. It was absolutely immense. An hour, and you could just sit down. It was really entertaining. I got a similar little vibe, not quite as the same, but a similar vibe from Rampage on Friday. Hour long, action-packed, loads of stuff in there, like, considering it was an hour, there wasn't, like, loads of filler. There was, like, loads of things that you know, was interesting all throughout the show, and, yeah, it kind of reminded me a lot of that. So, if that's what NXT is going back to, brilliant. Whackin' Uribe said, Days, I had... Oh, hang on, it's jumped. Here we go. I had a nightmare. I thought it was Raw today. No, we've done that for a week, bud. I don't even read reviews anymore, you know. I used to read reviews just to see, like, are our thoughts in line with other people's thoughts. I think the show is so bad now that I don't read reviews. I don't read reviews. I don't care what anyone says. I don't need to be told if we've given it a 6 and someone thinks it's a 7.5 or something like this. Do you know what I mean? I just don't even care anymore. I don't even care. No one needs to tell me this is a bad show, 'cause, I think we just know it. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to change. I think this is, as we keep saying, what Vince wants for Raw. So, I think that you have to just accept that this is where we are at the moment, and find things on the show that you enjoy. I think, honestly, I'd probably have given yesterday's show a 3, and that would probably be generous. I think that yesterday's show... I mean, I don't really want to be going back over it. There was a few things on there I enjoyed. There was a few things on there that I enjoyed, but by and large, I'm at the point now where I think if I was just a guy that was at work and I was, you know, I like to watch The Walking Dead and I like to, you know, have a few other interests, like, you know, I'd like to play that Watch Dogs game and all this kind of stuff. I really think I'd have to be starting to ask, like, is Raw worth, like, sticking with? Is Raw worth watching week in, week out? I mean, we're going to, because obviously we're on the channel and we do the watch-along, and I really want to know what's happening. I don't want to have conversations. I've said before, I don't want to have conversations where I'm having to say, well, I haven't seen this week's Raw, but I don't want to be doing that. If I'm going to say about something, talk about something, then I want to have a good knowledge on it, and the only way you're going to have that is by actually watching the show. Like, you won't get the same from just reading reports and whatever. So yeah, it's definitely the hardest show of the week to watch, but no, we're done with that for this week. We've got, and who knows, next week might be quite interesting because it's coming out of SummerSlam, and we could get, like, Becky coming back and things along those lines. So next week might not be too bad, in all fairness. Next week might be all right. I saw a report NXT is going to go back to pre-tape, says Moldy Spoon. What if NXT stays on USA, but we just get this 2 episodes a week, like one show finishes and the other begins straight after, says Andrus Hunter. I mean, personally, that's not something I would want. I think there's real value in not seeing everyone every week, and this doesn't just go for NXT. I think this goes for all wrestling. I think there is so much of too much of a good thing. Like, if you're constantly getting Roman every week, and you're constantly getting John Cena, and you're constantly getting... I mean, obviously, you're not constantly getting John Cena. It's just an example. But, you know, whoever. Yeah, whatever. I think it's too much. I remember watching NXT when it was first on, and I loved when they used to say, join us next week, Finn Balor will be on the show, right? And you might not have seen Finn Balor for a couple of weeks, and it's like, oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. So are we going to start Finn Balor's next storyline now? Like, is this going to be his next feud? I wonder who's going to attack. And you would spend the next week like, okay, so we know Balor's on the show. So I wonder who... And it meant something, because you didn't see him every week. So you knew that segment was going to mean something was going to happen. That it was going to mean something. He wasn't going to just come out and say a few words and go away again, you know? They weren't just doing it to fill time. Like, something was going down. It was going to kickstart something, and yeah, it was really interesting. And then you didn't know if you'd see him the week after, or would he go away for a week, or what would happen. And it was constantly like, you know, join us next. You'd wait for the end of the show to find out who's going to be on the next week. Like, so I loved that. I thought that was brilliant. Everything moves so much quicker now. Everything's so quick with NXT. It's just like championship matches most weeks, you know, and like little feuds and everything, and just all the time, and nothing really feels like it matters anymore. Everything's just happening. Things are just happening. There's just matches all the time, and things are happening, and nothing really feels like it matters. So, not like, say, example of, you know, they had that first match last year. It was many people's match of the year. Dragunov falling short, and now he's come back for more. I mean, like, after the brutal beatdown that he was given at the hands of Volta, the fact that he's willing to get in there and have a second match at all speaks volumes about this guy. You know, his heart and everything. So I really feel like with Dragunov, they've got something, and Volta, of course, both of them, they've got something very special. But it's very rare to have something like that now in wrestling, because there's just so much TV time that has to be filled. So, yeah, it's all got a bit bloated. That's what I'm going to say. It's all got a bit bloated. So, I wouldn't want to see 2 episodes in a row, to be honest. I think there's enough to get excited about in an hour, and there's enough to talk about from just an hour, and it would just slow things down a little bit. So, yeah, I really do hope NXT goes that way, because I assure you, I'd be very confident that the quality would drastically improve. I mean, imagine taking, like, the 2-week shows we normally get and just cutting out all the filler and literally just having the gold, just having the good stuff, and then doing it so you don't see everyone every week. Like, it just would be better. It just is better. It was better. Days, do you remember when I was making jokes about Alexa and Eva in being in a dream match, and it's happening? When Alexa said Lily had her eye on someone, I was right. Harley, shout out to you. Have you played GTA 5? I didn't see who asked that, but I just saw someone ask that. No, I haven't. No, I've never played GTA 5. I've never actually played GTA 4, Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 3, or any of them at all. I have played. Well, I've spent about a couple of hours on each one, I would say. So somewhere I could probably put my hands on all of them. They've all been purchased. But I do the exact same thing with every single video game, right? I buy it, I get really excited, I buy it, I sit down, I play it for a few hours, I might lose interest if it's not grabbed me. But normally I'm like, yeah, this is alright, I'd like to explore around there. Okay, I think I've got this. Okay, yeah, this is cool. I will then put it down and never go back to it again. And I do that for every single game pretty much I've ever bought. So there's only 2 games I think I've ever completed. One was Borderlands, which I loved. After 2 hours, I couldn't put it down. It's one of the only games I was playing and I was like, I can't stop. I can't. This is amazing. I loved Borderlands. The other one was Disney's Up, which is very similar. If you've seen Up by Disney Pixar, about the old man and the boy and the balloons, it's very, very similar to Borderlands. And it was so easy. And I was kind of going around and I was doing so well at it. I don't even know how I got that game, you know. I honestly can't remember how I even got that game, because I certainly don't remember buying it. But I don't know how I got it. I don't know if a friend brought it round. I honestly don't know. But I was playing it anyway, and I was doing really well at it, which is very unusual for me. So I just kept going. And I think after like 8 hours, 10 hours, it was done. And I was like, oh my God, I've finished a game. Like, this is going in the diary. And I don't even have a diary. So it was a big, big day, that was. So, yeah, I really want to play the Watch Dogs game. I said that the other day. And I even looked last night. You can get it for like £18 at the moment. £18 for that Watch Dogs game, which is based in London, and it looks amazing. I really want to play that. So it's got nothing to do with wrestling, but I do want to play that game. And I could get it for £18, and I was quite tempted. And I'll tell you now, spoiler, I'll buy it. I will buy it. I'll end up buying it. I'll play it for 2 hours. I will then never touch it again. That is my relationship with video games. I've been playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I can't put that down, says Wrestling God. Zahair said, Days, read this. Are you excited for Match Day 2? Yes. Are you only going to do Premier League or other leagues? I'm only doing Premier League, but I am looking at doing like the European games as well in the middle of the week, like the Champions League. I don't know about Europa and Conference League and all of those, but definitely Champions League. But yeah, I'm only looking at Premier League. I think I get a lot of requests of, oh, are you going to do PSG? Are you going to do Barcelona? Are you going to do Championship? Are you going to do all this, all that? No. We're just going to do Premier League. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to do it right, and I want to do it good. And this is something that's a little bit out of the comfort zone. I know this isn't wrestling, but it is a big thing that's on the channel due to popular demand, to be honest. So many people have asked for it since we did the Olympics and the Euros that literally popular demand. People have said, will you do watch-alongs for Premier League? And there's people that are watching Premier League for the first time, people in our community that have never watched football, that are getting into it now. And there's people that have watched it all their lives that, you know, just want to hang out with our community and whatever. And it's been brilliant. That first weekend was amazing. Like, pretty much every game delivered. I don't think we watched a boring game. There was like Brentford beating Arsenal. There was Tottenham beating Man City. There was a 6-goal thriller between Newcastle and West Ham. There was Man United beating Leeds 5-1. Liverpool beating Norwich 3-0. Like, every game either had goals or upset. Like, it was brilliant. So, yeah, I really can't wait for this weekend. So, we will watch the football in the day and do SummerSlam on the night. Then the football in the day and do TakeOver at night. Haven't figured out when I'm sleeping. I'm going to have to try and fit in like a little bit of sleep when I can. But, because it's going to be pretty full on this weekend. But, oh, no, I love it. Yeah, I'm all over it, mate. Absolutely loving it. But as a result, I don't want to spread myself too thin. Because, I mean, honestly, when would I get a chance to watch Championship and all this other stuff? We've got NXT TakeOver. We've got SummerSlam. We've got 4 Premier League games this weekend as well. And all of that within the space of 2 days. So there's not the time or anything to do anything else. Do you watch NASCAR? No, I've never seen it shown over here, to be honest. I've never seen it on TV. I'm sure it is on, like, BT Sport 5 at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning or something. But I've certainly never flicked through the channels and stumbled across it. Thanks for suggesting Ring of Honor. I love New Japan. Not so much wrestling. Kevin Steen, El Generico. Yeah, Ring of Honor's great. Hello to Amin. Hope you are well. NXT from next Tuesday is going to be tape shows. Is that true? From next Tuesday? Interesting. Moldy Spoon said, this weekend I'm going to have to sleep straight after SummerSlam. Get a few hours sleep there. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something similar myself. I mean, I think SummerSlams and UFC, I mean, could finish at, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6. And then we might have a game at, like, 12. So there might just be, like, a 5-hour window or something. So it's going to be a bit moody, I think. But, you know, we've done it before. We'll do it again. And, yeah, we're not missing SummerSlam. We're not missing TakeOver. I've not started the Premier League just to drop it the next weekend, so we've got to do what we got to do. But it's certainly not a chore. I'm looking forward to it all. Daniel Carty, shout out to you. Jim says, sounds like you're going to need Red Bull. It's not Red Bull I'll need, Jim. It's Tenzing. Better energy. It's an old can. So, yeah, it's Tenzing that I'm going to use. Days, people are saying the best time for Becky to return is at SummerSlam, or the best time would be Survivor Series. Best time is WWE tweeting out that Becky will return to have a match in Saudi Arabia. Yes. Yes. Brilliant. That's exactly what. That is the way forward. Let's book it. Book it, Vince. American Girl 2021 said, I still think you're being controlled by the fiend known as Bray Wyatt at Alexa Bliss Gamer. Yeah, is that true at Alexa Bliss Gamer? Are you being controlled? Please respond. Daz said, Days, AEW have announced Sting and Darby Allin are in a tornado tag match tomorrow on Dynamite. I didn't see that. That's cool. That'll be good. I do worry about Sting wrestling. No, I mean, Sting in a match on Dynamite. Is that wise? Do we need that? I get it for pay-per-views. Do we need Sting in a match on Dynamite? I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's good. I'm all for it. I'm a big Sting fan. But I do worry about him. I worry about his neck. So, yeah. Well, I mean, it must be fine. They know what they're doing. Alex Bliss Gamer says, I'm not being controlled by the Fiend. Right, thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. There was just a little bit of confusion in the chat, that's all. So, thank you for clearing that up. Who is Jared Cannonier fighting? It's Gastelum, isn't it? Is it Calvin Gastelum? I've still not looked at the card. I had someone ask me, like, my thoughts on it the other day, and it's like, I literally pay upcoming cards pretty much zero attention until like the 48 hours before, just because there's been so many fights that have been cancelled, main events and everything, like largely due to COVID. So hopefully we're moving out of that. But yeah, I just don't pay it attention anymore, to be honest. I'm not really I don't really pay it any attention. So I think it's Gastelum. We will keep one eye on it. Yes, it is Gastelum, says Scout. Days, Asuka tweeted a picture of Lily with her own face on it. Boom. Amazing. Sting doesn't have matches on Dynamite at all, so this is fine in my opinion, says LSW. Austin, you are a legend. That was me that asked. Sorry to put you on the spot. No, it's no problem. It's no problem. I mean, we do UFC every single week, so it's really no problem at all. It's just the truth is, my dirty secret is, I don't even think about or look at forthcoming cards until about 48 hours before. I mean, if there's like a big show that's coming up that's obviously got the main event set, then, you know, people are going to be asking about that, like, you know, Conor, Dustin, Foore, and Poirier, Oliveira for the title, and, you know, those kind of things. But when it comes to, like, the fight nights and whatnot, 48 hours before, really, for me at the moment. So I haven't even, like, started looking at them yet. But I get why people would ask. I mean, they're definitely conversations that I, you know, enjoy having. Man United beat Burnley 3-1. Yeah, I saw that. That was weird. Man United played a friendly, even though the season has started. Like, all these teams complaining about, like, fixture pile-ups and how, oh, it's a nightmare, you need a deep squad because there's so many games. And then Man United go out and they're like, oh, there's not enough games, we need an extra one. Let's have a friendly. Let's just play a match for the sake of it. Which, I get the pre-season and fitness and all that kind of stuff. Like, I get it, but it's just a little bit random. I honestly can't remember a team ever playing a friendly when the season has begun. I can never remember that happening before. I'm sure I'll be inundated with examples. Still doesn't change the fact that I cannot remember one. So, it's very strange. Very strange. I didn't even know we were playing a friendly, said James Chadwick. Yeah, it was behind closed doors. It was behind closed doors. And it was like Heaton in goal. But Maguire played. Sancho played. Lingard played. Like, it's not even the kids. It's really strange. It's really weird. Scout said, will you be concentrating on one event more than the other, or will you try to evenly spread it out? No, we'll be more into SummerSlam. I have to be more into SummerSlam because it's the bigger show. I mean, I'm not ignoring UFC because I love UFC and I want to know what happens. I want to know if someone's going to catch my eye. I want to, you know, there might be some like really good performances. I want to know what happens on the show. So we're definitely going to be watching it. But no, it's on in the background. It's on in the background. The title, the thumbnail, everything will be SummerSlam. If anyone did join us and wanted to talk about what was happening, it's there. I can refer to it. We'll probably mention it, you know, but no, it won't be 50-50. I suppose we tried to do 50-50 with AEW and NXT when they were head-to-head for so long, but, I mean, we're comparing the biggest, one of the biggest, well, no, actually the biggest wrestling shows of the year to Fight Night, you know. It's a great main event, though. So, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye, but I'd be lying if I was going to say that the more of the focus wouldn't be on SummerSlam. But blame WWE. They're the ones that decided Saturday night was all right for fighting. So, yeah, it's their fault that it's clashing. Scout81SD, shout out to you, dude. Is it just me or is time absolutely flying? Like 37 minutes past already. I feel like we've only just sat down. I feel like I've sat down, spoke for a few minutes, and now it should be about 10 past, quarter past, and it's coming up to nearly 22. Like, that's wild. So, time flies when you're having fun. Adam said, I've got a problem on Saturday. I've been invited to go out drinking. Yeah! Woo! That's drinking. But obviously, SummerSlam is on, so I'm in a situation where I don't know whether to watch SummerSlam or go out drinking. Yeah, drinking. Woo! That was drinking. What would I do? Flip it, mate. I'd go drinking. To be perfectly truthful, I'd go drinking. I'd go drinking with my friends, have a really good night. As long as you can avoid spoilers, it's on the network. Watch SummerSlam. Like, the thing is, because the next day is Sunday, stay off the internet. Don't go onto Twitter, yeah? Make sure that you do not get any spoilers. And even if you've had a few, I mean, honestly, if you go out on Saturday night and you get back, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, you might be able to still catch it. Or if you can't catch it, if you're not going to get back before it finishes or whatever, then it's just play it and some catch up in it. I'd just sit down and pop it on. Sit down, pop it on, and you know, just you'd be able to watch it. And I mean, I doubt you've got work or anything on Sunday. If you do, that's pretty moody. But no, if you're off, you could go out drinking, come back. And oh man, we've spoke about this a few times. There's nothing better than it being like middle of the night. I mean, I get this every single time I watch wrestling. Like, it's middle of the night. It's coming up to middle of the night. Well, sort of. It's 20 to 1 in the morning right now. So, whenever we finish watching wrestling, it's middle of... Like, tonight, I'll finish watching... we just had it disconnect there, so I don't know if there was a little bit of lag. But, yeah, I'd do that. I'd go out drinking and then come back and watch it. If it was one of those where if it's like back in the old days where if you missed it, that was it, it was gone. Like, you had to wait for the replay. There was always a replay. So there was always a replay, or you'd have to wait for like it to be on DVD or something. Then I'd be like, no, watch it. But in this day and age where you can get back and just watch it whenever, yeah, I'd go out drinking. There's a report that Keith Lee is in a dart match so he can squash people and WWE can assess the best way forward, monitoring his heart. Gerard says Manny Pacquiao fight is on Saturday as well as SummerSlam. There was no lag. I had a little thing pop up. I've got a little coloured light in the corner on OBS, and if it's green, we're all good. If it's amber, then we're kind of good. And if it's red, then it's like, oh my god, the stream's on fire. And it just went red for a good 20 seconds or so. And I was like, ah. So if you didn't have any issues, then Wonderful. Anna said, I would like to order as many streams as possible due to now having to isolate. Oh, Anna. Oh, what have you done, Anna? Hey, what have you done? Have you been in contact? Have you been pinged? Is that what's happened? Have you been pinged? We've got that flipping app, haven't we? I mean, I don't have it, but people have it. I do have it, but I just never go out. So I haven't even got it turned on. But I downloaded it. In all fairness, if any police are watching, I downloaded it. It's on my phone. But the Bluetooth's not turned on. But no, I don't go anywhere. So, do you know what I mean? I ain't getting pinged. But, oh, is that what happened? Well, I mean, fortunately, there's tons of streams. We were just talking about the fact that I'm not sure when we're going to shoehorn sleeping. So, yeah, there's plenty of streams, my friend. But I'm sorry to hear that. Days. The September 4th fight night is ridiculously stacked. Till and Brunson as the main event. Gustafsson and Paul Craig as the co-main. And most of the card is UK fighters. It was meant to be in London. Very cool. Look forward to that one. September 4th. Sounds good. Sounds good. Just fingers crossed we get it. I wish I tested positive. Positive for being awesome. Is that what you tested positive for, Anna? Shout out to you, Anna. Rest up. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what they... Chicken soup? I don't know. I don't know what they say to have. You'll know better than me. What do they say to have, actually? I don't know what I would say. Like, if I got COVID, I don't know what I would do. Just lie in bed. Are you meant to drink fluids? Are you not meant to drink fluids? I don't know how to Google it. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what to do. How about that? How about that? Right now, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. So, no, stay safe. Do whatever the doctor said. Looking forward to this weekend. CM Punk's AEW debut on Rampage on Friday. And Manny Pacquiao, SummerSlam, Saturday. Man United, Southampton, Arsenal, Chelsea. It's stacked. SummerSlam is going to be fire. Doctors say if you have COVID, eat fish eyes and drink rainwater. I'm going to ask you this once. Right? Miss Clown. You're a good guy. Was that fake news? I'm only asking it once. It's up to you now whether you want to say that it is fake news or that it's not fake news. Everyone's going to be looking for your reply right now. Is that fake news? This is your one get out of jail free card that I'm giving you right here. Like, you said that you've got to eat fish eyes and drink rainwater. Are we saying that that is actual medical advice? Is it fake news? Yes or no? That's the question. Is that fake news? Do I ever give you bad news? No, I didn't say bad news. Not what I said. Not what I said. Is it fake news? Not bad news. You haven't told me that Raw's going to be every night of the week, right? You haven't given me bad news. Is it fake news? That's the question. Yeah. Is it fake news? A lot of people are keeping an eye out right now. A lot of people are looking to see which way you're going to go. Are you going to listen to the devil on your shoulder or the angel on your shoulder? That's what we're waiting to find out. Hangs head in shame. Fake news. I knew it. I knew it. I mean, look, all I'm going to say is I think I speak on behalf of the community when I say thank you for the acknowledging that was not correct information, right? So you've done yourself a service there, right? I don't even think twice about it, right? We was going to have issues if you would have said that it was true, right? But I gave you, I'm a man of my word. I gave you that get out of jail free card. You took it. And, I mean, I don't think any less of you. I think more of you, actually. I think more of you. So, shout out to you, Miss Clown. Shout out to you. She looks like an evil witch. I have no idea who we're talking about. It's not going to be in London anymore. It's moved to Vegas. I'm rooting for the 3 Scousers, people from Liverpool, on the card as a fellow Scouser, person from Liverpool. Paddy, Irish person. The baddie is one of them. His debut is really hyped up. Primo said, does Sasha Banks win the title or does she win it all the next pay-per-view? Because I don't see this feud ending with Sasha. Oh my god, these are so long. What is this? What is this? I feel like a teacher doing marking. Hang on, let's try again. Does Sasha win the title or does she win it at the next pay-per-view? Because I don't see the feud with Sasha not walking out with the title. I don't see this feud ending with Sasha not walking out with the title. So is she winning? Is Sasha winning? I don't think Sasha's winning. I don't think Sasha's winning at SummerSlam. I think why would you put the belt back onto Sasha? She had it. She had it. She lost it. Why would you put it back onto her? Like, nah. I'd keep it on Bianca and just keep building Bianca. I mean, in all fairness, they took it off Rhea, but they took it off Rhea to put it onto... They took it off Rhea so that Nikki could cash in. That's the only reason they took it off Rhea. There's not really a need to take it off Bianca. I don't think Sasha needs the belt. I think Bianca does. Bianca's still establishing herself, and you know, don't forget, like, she went to the ESPYs as being like SmackDown Women's Champion, and you know, she's doing a few media events, and she's got the belt, and WWE are basically saying to the world, this is the person that we want leading the women's division on SmackDown. Whereas Sasha Banks, people know Sasha Banks. She was in The Mandalorian. She's already been champion. I don't think she needs it back. I'd keep it on Bianca. So I don't see Bianca winning. I know there was a theory that Sasha could win on Saturday and then Bianca wins it back further down the road. I think ultimately it's Bianca that leaves with the belt. I think it's Bianca that leaves with the belt. Days, have you heard the news that the 2022 Royal Rumble could be moved to February? Yeah, someone mentioned that the other day. I don't like it. I don't like it because I said before, that's the start of WrestleMania. So if you're moving it, you're making WrestleMania build smaller. Like, I don't know about you, but as soon as we get to the Rumble, not only am I excited for the Rumble, but that is it. The winner's pointing at the sign, and we're on the road to WrestleMania, which historically is meant to be the best time in wrestling. Anything can happen. Anyone could return. Anything can happen because we are building to the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. So you're making it feels like you're making WrestleMania season shorter. So yeah, not a fan of it. It's always been in January. It's kind of like, did it need to move? No, it didn't. Did it? It didn't. Why is it moving? What is the benefit of moving it? How does it make anything better? By moving it, it doesn't. The only thing I wonder is, have they got someone in mind that they want to debut at the Rumble, but they can't do it in January for whatever reason. Has to be in February, so they're moving the Rumble. Like, that would be pretty wild, wouldn't it? I don't know why you would do it. But yeah, not a big fan. Rick E245 said, I could see Naomi beating Bianca when she joins the Bloodline. I like that. I like that. I'm down for that because that then plays into the whole Bloodline story. I think Naomi hasn't had a title reign in a long time. She's someone that I would love to see get that opportunity. I kind of feel as well that she's got that "you forgot about me" kind of vibe, you know? Just kind of like, you've overlooked me. You know, you've been dealing with all these women, but I've not heard you speak my name. I've not heard you give me my opportunity. Like, you've been dealing with Bayley, you've been talking about Sasha, you've been doing things with Carmella. Well, when was you going to call me out? When was you going to give me my opportunity? Did you forget about me? Or I kind of feel that she's just been in the shadows for so long. She needs to remind the world of just how good she is. She's a good wrestler, really good wrestler. And, yeah, I'd love to see her with a bit of an attitude as well. Naomi in the Bloodline really excites me. I would definitely go that way. Yeah, definitely go that way. So, maybe do that for, like, WrestleMania next year. Naomi versus Bianca. Naomi in the Bloodline versus Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title, and have her drop it then. That excites me a lot more than her losing it to Sasha, who's had it before, will have it again, doesn't benefit by having it now. It's just Sasha with the title is the same in my eyes as Sasha without the title. Like, the title does nothing for Sasha. Apart from another one in the world title column. The number of reigns that she's had. That's the only thing that it does, really. So, yeah, I like that. I like that. Korn says, whew, it's another long one. Hope you've got your pajamas on. Here we go. Settle down, everyone. Right. Samoa Joe could be a face to Roman heel. Morrison turns on Miz. Face Miz versus heel Johnny Mundo. Next, Johnny Mundo feuds with Drew. Meanwhile, Miz and Damian Priest form a tag team called Awesome Priest. There we go. So, thoughts on Raw? Austin, shout out to you, said, if Naomi does end up taking it, I could see Liv winning the Rumble and then taking the title from Naomi. I'm alright with Liv winning the Rumble. I said this during Money in the Bank. I'm fine with that. I'm personally fine with that. I think she's got a lot of fans. There's a lot of people that want her to have some momentum and want her to have something. It's going to be the same argument I gave when Drew won the Rumble, and that is, give her a feud now. Do something with Liv now, yeah? Make me care about Liv. I still do not care. You have given me no reason to care about Liv Morgan whatsoever. People like her because of her looks. I'm sorry, but it's true. People like her because she's been a bit of an underdog, a bit overlooked. She was in the Riot Squad, and you know, they didn't really get their dues. They didn't really get anywhere. Then, like, she had that storyline that stopped and started, and I think, you know, there's some people that like her for her looks. There's some people that feel sorry for her. There's some people that enjoyed her work on Twitter when she was doing all the cryptic stuff, and they feel like she's got a lot to give. So there's some people that like that, right? There might be some people out there that have got into her because of the matches that she has had. I would say that's the smallest group, if I'm being honest. This is no shade on Liv Morgan, because I've also said that I'm fine with her winning the Rumble, but you've got to give me a reason to care. I don't care about Liv Morgan, because I don't care about her looks. I'm not bothered that she's been overlooked. Welcome to the club. So has about 1 million other people. Don't care about her Twitter thing because it was never going to lead anywhere. So actually, I find it annoying that she teased us all, and there was never a payoff coming. She was never going to be a part of the Funhouse. That was never the plan. So that's annoying. And then the matches that she has had, some have been okay, but I've never seen anything that's blown my mind. I've never seen anything that's made me go, what? Look at this. Oh my God, how is she not got all the belts? So I want her to have some feuds. I want her to have some stories. I want her to have TV time. I want her to get the opportunity to show what she can do. Because I think she is talented, and I think she could tell stories, and I think that she, clearly they think there's something to her, and, you know, as long as she has some feuds for the Rumble, then, and it's all good, and we're all cooking on gas, then I'm right there with her. I'm right there with her. And I'll support her for the Rumble, but my concern would be that they're not going to do anything with her. You won't see much of her, and then they'll chuck her in the Rumble. And she'll win it. she'll win it, and it'll be a bit cold, and I'm not going to really care. But the Liv stands will be celebrating, and it's just going to be that, innit? That's what I fear. But I'm hoping that they give us some really good stuff. They've got plenty of time till we get to the Rumble to do some really good stories with her. So, but we're not even... I don't even know where she is. We're not even seeing her at the moment. Like, where is she? Where is she? So, she needs to come out of hiding. Seems like she's in witness protection. She needs to come out of that and start, you know, doing some stuff. So... But yeah, I'm all right with seeing Liv. I'm all right with seeing her win the Rumble. As long as it's booked well. Pentagon is main event material. I hate how AEW treat him, says Pentagon Main Event. Is the name Liv short for anything? Yes, it's short for Livda. She is named after Linda, but they slightly did the N wrong. Like, they did actually, the pen wasn't working. They did the LI and then the pen cut out, and so that first bit where you go up for the N didn't on the birth certificate, didn't come through, and then the next bit looks like a V, and then the pen was cutting out, so they gave up. So yeah, it's her name's meant to be Linda, after her hero, Linda McMahon, but it came out as Livda, so which is a silly name, so she shortened it to Liv, and that is as true a story as what Miss Clown said earlier about the fish eyes. WWE thought that Liv Morgan got over with the crowds, so they're keeping her off TV to cool down. Days, I used your code for Euroshop. Amazing. Evan, shout out to you. Wondering, how long does it take to deliver? Well, I have actually ordered from Euroshop, and it took about 3 to 4 days for me. About 3 to 4 days. I seem to remember ordering it on the Monday, and it came by the end of that week. So, yeah, it depends. I suppose it depends what you've ordered and how much you've ordered. I mean, I just ordered like a T-shirt, and it came at the end of the week. This is a while ago, but yeah, I'm pleased to hear that it's worked for you. And again, let me reassure you. I'm sure people don't believe me, but there's no commission. I don't get paid anything. Like, there's no dirty secrets or anything like that. It's all, you know, just use the code, no catches, you save money. It's of no benefit to me. But I've said before, they've used us and our community before for the code. So I can't remember what it was before. I think it was like days 20, but it got you £20 off when you spent 100. But it was like you had to spend £100. So all of that's gone now. Now it's just straight save 10%. And I believe it works on sale items, already discounted items, which is pretty cool, which I was really pleased with. But the reason that I mention it so much is because I just love the fact they've done that for us and for this community. Like, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, they've not given this code out to like loads of other people. There could be like someone else out there. I genuinely don't know. But I'm not seeing like hundreds of people online saying use blah 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 code. So I think, like, you know, it's really cool that they've like done that for us. So yeah, I'm really pleased that you got some use out of it, bud. Right, we're going over anyway to NXT. Enjoy it whilst it's here. Takeover 36. No Kushida tonight. He failed a medical. Time for NXT. Here we go. Here we go. Please read this. It's a joke. How are you? I want to say how ugly I am. It's unreal. Edward, shout out to you. Right, I don't know what we're starting with. Days, can you use days 10? Oh my god. What if I tried and, like, they called the police? The band with Sting. Roxanne, you don't have to put on a red light. Roxanne, put on a red light. Roxanne, put on a red light. That was the police. Roxanne. I don't know. I don't know if I can use the codes. I should try. I should do it, shouldn't I? I should order some stuff and just not give a flip. And just use the code. And they were like ringing me up going, did you order some stuff and use the code? I'll be like, yeah. AE-dub, AE-dub, AE-dub. Right, we're at the Capitol Wrestling Centre. Live on Peacock. No, we're not. On BT Sport, you little liar. Who's coming out first? Diamond Mine. Here we go. Roderick Strong in the ring with Malcolm Bivens. Kushida. Kushida is a liar. The Messiah of the Backbreaker. Right, so he's meant to be against Kushida. Kushida's not medically cleared, and I don't think I know who's replaced. Diamond Mine. It's kind of awkward seeing Diamond Mine. Yeah, because they suck. I like Foldy Arms Guy. Foldy Arms Guy is great. Big fan of Foldy Arms Guy. Foldy Arms. Foldy Arms. Foldy Arms. It's Dragunov. Hey, this isn't bad, is it? This isn't bad. Aliyah. Aliyah Dragunov. This'll be great. I'm probably more excited for this than Strong against Kushida. I want him to be the one that beats Volta. I want him to be the one. I mean, to be honest, it will upset me a little. If it finally happens, or when it finally happens, and someone beats Volta, I will feel it. But if someone's going to do it, I would like for it to be Aliyah. The beating that he took in that first match. Yeah. And he's going to give him such a... It'll give him such a push. Won't it? He'll be the one that beat the one. Going Ghost said, if some of the old-time NXT wrestlers got called up, so you think Ciampa will leave? He said many times he doesn't want to grind the grind of the main roster. I think, look, if... NXT, when Ciampa joined, was developmental. It was still an hour on the network. I don't quite know who Ciampa is to say that he doesn't want to go to the main roster. I kind of feel like when you join WWE, you surely join for Raw. If you join WWE, you know what you're getting into. Like, WWE is on the road. It's a global, promotion. It's worldwide. You travel the world. Like, they do tours in England, all over America, Raws and SmackDowns in different cities. Like, it's just, that is the gig. So, for him to say, oh, I don't want to go to the main roster, I could see why that would really peeve off Vince McMahon. If I was Vince, I'd be like, you've got to have the right character. It doesn't really strike you as, like, this person's here to be a team player. Like, that's the job. The job is to, look, if you don't want to do it, it's absolutely fine. There's, like, thousands of people that do. So, if I was Vince, I wouldn't have much time for that attitude. And, yeah, I also wouldn't keep him around NXT, to be honest. If I was Vince, I would let him go. Yeah, I'd let him go. Because what are you going to do? He can't just stay in NXT forever because he's taken up a spot from someone. Like, NXT is developmental. Whilst it's been a third brand, it's been fine. But it's not that anymore. Vince has made it clear that he wants NXT to be what it always was, which is FCW. Like, Florida Championship Wrestling closed, NXT opened. And NXT has always been about trying to find those next stars. It's not a third brand. It's not somewhere that, you know, you should be staying. But people were allowed to stay because was it a third brand? Was it developmental? And as a result, then, you know, we saw Gargano, Ciampa, people like that staying for a long, long time. Now Vince has made the decision that NXT should go back to being developmental. I think you've got someone like Ciampa who should go to the main roster, and if he doesn't want to, then you got to then release him. I mean, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt because he's not someone that I would like to see leave WWE. But the job is the job. Like, you've got to go on the road. Like, what's he going to do? What does he want to do? He wants to stay in NXT. Well, that's not an option. NXT is developmental. NXT is about, you know, building up people for the future and moving them on. And if you make an exception for Ciampa, all you've got then is you'll have other people saying, well, I want to stay in NXT as well. Well, you can't. Well, Ciampa is. Yes, well, shut up. That would be my reaction. Yes, well, shut up. They're not developing the superstars. Yeah, there's a lot of people that feel like they have gone a little bit stale. I would agree with that. Ciampa, you've got to leave NXT. If you had to separate the Street Profits from the Dirty Dogs in the draft, who would you move shows? I think the tag division's really struggling. I mean, to be honest, I think you could probably make one good tag division. There ain't two. There ain't two good tag divisions on Raw and SmackDown. I would be tempted to put them all onto the same show. I really would. I'd be tempted to put all the tag teams onto one show and see if you could do something really good with that. Because I don't think there is the tag teams good enough for two shows. You certainly do not need two tag team champs. You certainly don't need that. You could have women's tag teams on the one show, and you could have men's tag teams on the other show, and do that instead. That could be interesting. Pete needs to go to Raw. Ciampa will probably retire before he goes to the main roster. Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to say because I really like Ciampa, and he is someone that I've got a lot of respect for. I think he's given NXT some of its best ever moments. DIY is one of its all-time great tag teams. His feud with Johnny Gargano is one of the all-time best feuds. If he went to the main roster, absolutely brilliant. His intensity is fantastic. He would really be an asset to whoever he joins. But even if he goes to AEW, you're not going to escape the grind of being on the road. AEW is going on the road. So this isn't even about, like, we'll go to AEW then, because they're doing the same thing. Like, this is wrestling. This is the job. I suppose you can stay in one place. I'm sure there are promotions that do that. Like, maybe Impact. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. But I'd imagine even they go on the road. NXT, NWA tend to stay in that one place. Maybe Ciampa could go there. Like, he'd still get work. He's too good to not still get work, but I don't see how you can have that sort of an attitude and stay in WWE. I'm going to spend time with my dad. He spent 25 years in prison. He was meant to serve life for murder and that he didn't commit. See you soon. Manny, shout out to you, bud. Harley said, Days, I watched Suicide Squad in the cinema and I give it a 9.25. Fair enough. Shouldn't you focus on the match we have right now rather caring for Ciampa going? I would, but right now I've got a guy playing guitar with angel wings floating his way down to a warehouse floor whilst there's a laptop that's being shown at me. You can get up to £150 extra off a new Windows laptop when you trade in at Curry's PC World, which, guys, that is a great deal. That is a great deal. So it makes it very difficult to call a match when it's actually not on TV, and we are at commercial break. So we'll see what happens when we go back to the action. Team Morgan all the way, says Riddle. No offense, but Gargano is getting stale. Needs to go to the main roster, says Scott. Impact does stay in Nashville. Well, maybe that would be a good fit for him then. Like, I really like him, and maybe if he went to NWA or he went to Impact or something along those lines, then maybe he can continue to wrestle and stay in one place, and that would be something that he would, you know, enjoy. I mean, I don't think it would pay as much, but maybe that's not something he's that bothered about. Maybe he has made quite a bit of money from NXT and is not really bothered about, like, you know, about that side of things. So, which is fair enough, absolutely fair enough. But yeah, I mean, maybe his long-term future isn't with WWE unless he's had a change of mind, and I hope he would. Or if there's a way that he could work a reduced schedule. Like, I honestly wouldn't mind that. Like, again, it comes back to me to you don't need to see everyone all the time. If he worked a reduced schedule, that could be really cool. You know, he could still get, like, a decent amount of money. Obviously, it would be less than if he worked a full schedule. But that would be, I mean, like, why don't they do that? Imagine if you, like, had wrestlers, but only for a certain time. So they sign with you, and rather than releasing a load of people like they've done, just like give people smaller contracts, but ask them to do less dates. So you don't see everyone every single week, and you kind of, I suppose in a way it'd be a bit of a nightmare to like get the stories worked out. And but I suppose it's a nightmare anyway. People can get injured at any time, so. I don't think we've had a long, memorable tag team reign from either Raw or SmackDown since the 2016 brand split. Yeah, it's just not been brilliant, has it? Yeah, the tag division's just a real mess. AEW's roster is becoming stacked. Some of the releases would hardly add anything to AEW now. We are back to the action. They're just showing us Dragunov being attacked outside the ring. And at the moment, Roderick Strong and Dragunov in the middle of the ring. Are you with me, Team Reigns? Yes. John said, with all the people that NXT let go, we might see more of certain wrestlers than we want or need to see. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see. I mean, I think how NXT is going to look is going to, you know, start taking shape quite soon from what people were saying. I didn't hear the rumor that, like, next week's going to be taped and we're going back to being on the network and all this. I mean, I don't imagine that. I don't know how long the NXT contract is with USA Network. Nice. Oh, this is good by Dragunov. Couple of Germans. Still keeping a. Oh, there's blood. There's blood coming from the face of Dragunov. Just the top of his nose is all busted. Oh, look at that! Look at back elbow to the face. Look at the blood that's coming down from the bridge of his nose. Lovely. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, look at that. Beautiful suplex, and Roderick Strong gets his shoulder up. I tell you, I don't know what's happened to Dragunov, but his face is an absolute crimson mask. His face is, when I say covered, like here is red. He is absolutely ripped open. People are looking at his face. Look at him. This is what people connect with. Oh! Knee right in the face from Roderick Strong, and Dragunov gets up, goes back against the ropes. Back elbow by Dragunov. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I just wanted a few more minutes of that match. I know he's absolutely gushing, but I just wanted a few more minutes of that match. Dragunov wins. I mean, look at that. Like, the ref's a little in the way. He goes against the ropes. It's not... I don't love the finisher. He bounces off the ropes, and it's sort of like an uppercut coming off the ropes, but... Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like this match deserves something a bit more hard-hitting than that. He just kind of collides into him. Oh, it just gives you a flipping... Why do they keep showing this replay? Like it's the best thing in the world. Yeah, I mean, yeah, busted open as well. That's not great for Sunday, is it? I mean, how's that going to heal by Sunday? Right, he's going to say a few words. Let's see what Dragunov's got to say. He's calling out Volta. Not just calling him out, screaming him out. No. I like this though. I like how he's calling him out. I like it, like he's screaming for him. He desperately wants him. We got Samoa Joe. Joe. Ba-bum, bum, bum. Ba-bum. Prime target, Adam Cole. Volta! Volta! Volta should have stuck his head round going, yeah? 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 See you Sunday. Alright. Get that sorted, yeah? Alright. And thanks, Volta! Right, so at commercial break, we've got Adam Cole Bay and Kyle O'Reilly in a Prime video things. One of those, like, really in-depth video packages that are normally, like, amazing. Like that, innit? Let's see. Dragunov versus... What do you do in your spare time? What do I do in my spare time? What's spare time? What's that? What's spare time? No, when I'm not, if I'm awake and I'm not streaming, then I am making graphics. Like, I've made all 5 thumbnails for the Premier League games this weekend. They're done. I have made the SummerSlam prediction thumbnail, and I've even decided that we'll do that tomorrow. So, got that done as well. Also, just been looking at a little think about, that could be quite interesting to do. So, just been giving a bit of thought to some other little bits and bobs. Nothing massive, but just like, okay, we could definitely do some research into that. So, did that as well. Had something to eat. And honestly, then set up the stream, and here we are. So that's what I've done today. I'm obviously up for a bit after NXT. So after NXT, I don't know what I'll do. I do want to watch an episode of Walking Dead. I am really into that at the moment. Really into it. Since it went on to Disney Plus, because I watched up to Walking Dead up to halfway. I got halfway to season 5. So I got up to halfway into season 5. Completely forgot what was going on. Many years passed. And now they're all on Disney Plus. So what I did was, once they went on to Disney Plus, which I think they've been on for about a couple of weeks now, I've kind of restarted it again. So I went back to the beginning and I've been working my way through. So pretty much every day I'll try and find a way of watching an episode or a couple. And yeah, I need to watch one today. So I've managed to actually get up to season 8. Managed to get up to season 8. I mean, in fairness, I didn't watch like the first season, because I know that I've seen that a couple of times. Actually, I've tried to re-watch The Walking Dead a few times, so I know season 1. But so yeah, I started watching from like in season 2, but I'm up to season 8 now, and it's really good. What I'm enjoying doing as well is just having a look to see how the seasons were received when they aired live. So it's kind of interesting watching some like old YouTube videos where they talk about the episodes, and there's like reaction videos to them, and there's theories, and it's kind of interesting how you can watch the episodes, but you can also, I suppose in a way it'd be like going back in wrestling history and watching like stuff from 2016. You could watch stuff from 2016 on the network and then go onto YouTube and watch review videos about those shows and all this kind of stuff. Like you could have a lot of fun, really. If you're new to wrestling, you could go like back to, I don't know, I'd imagine 2014, 2013. I reckon you'd find some stuff. Well, I suppose there's stuff going up all the time, but stuff that was happening live, I'm sure you'd find stuff from 2013, maybe 2012, where people are talking about the shows just after they happened. I know there's lots of channels that do old reviews, old, you know, whatever. But there'll be stuff like that happen live. I think that's always exciting to get people's live reaction. So yeah, you could like have some fun with that. This is that Prime Target. We are back in NXT. And we've got the old Prime Target on. Watch Scam 92 Jericho. I have the worst finisher, Dragunov. Yeah. I didn't love that. I didn't love that finisher. Do you think we'll see Chucky hang out with Lily at SummerSlam? No, because I think Chucky's actually scary. Video package for O'Reilly and Cole. Rongo said, what is your favourite SummerSlam match happening this Saturday and why? Favourite SummerSlam match? Do you know what? Apparently there's 11 and I couldn't even tell you all of them. Let's have a look. SummerSlam. Okay. AJ and Moss versus RK Bro could be really cool. I'm not bothered by Eva Marie Alexa. I'm not bothered by Drew Jinder. Sheamus Damian Priest, the build hasn't been brilliant. Edge Seth could be good match. Bianca Sasha, saw it at WrestleMania. Usos versus Mysterios, don't give a flip. Bobby Lashley Goldberg. I think it's good for Lashley that he's getting that match. I think a win over Goldberg will be good for his title reign. Nikki ASH versus Charlotte versus Rhea, don't give a flip. Probably Roman Cena, Edge Seth, or AJ Amos and RK Bro. Probably one of those three. Looking at the card now that it's finished, I have to say there's a couple of matches there I don't give a flip about. which is a bit of a shame because the top end of this card, I think, is actually quite good. Like Bobby Goldberg, as I said, might not be the most exciting match ever, but I think that's a good match for Lashley's title reign. Roman Cena's brilliant. Edge Seth is brilliant. Bianca, Sasha, even though we've seen it before, it's going to be great. We haven't seen Sasha really much since WrestleMania. Nikki ASH versus Charlotte versus Rhea. Yeah. But Styles and Amos versus RK Bro. Into that as well. So, yeah, one of them three. Official WWE Ashton Brown Hudson says 5 people that I would choose to dethrone Roman as champion would be 1. Adam Cole. 2. Baron Corbin. 3. Drew McIntyre. 4. Big E. 5. The Fiend when he returns. Hope for SummerSlam. There we go. Shout out to you, official WWE Ashton Brown Hudson. Retribution. Days, do you have Established Town jersey? I don't have the new one. I tried to click onto their shop, actually, to have a look at it. Because I don't even know what it looks like. I know what it's going to... It's going to be red and white. I know that much. But it was coming up with an error on my phone. Hit roll. 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 Hero. Oh, they're so cool. They are so cool. They're basically like the hip-hop equivalent of Lily in my mind. So flipping cool. Hero. 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 Well, here they are. Yeah, cut the mute, please. Cut the mute. Thanks. It's the best thing she's ever said. God, they suck. Do you think the Goldberg match is going to be a 30-second squash match? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be a 30-second squash match. When you burn that mask. Right, we've got Legado del Fantasma. What is he? I don't even know what he's took. What did he take? Is it his grill? I didn't even know he'd stole that. He stole his teeth. Has he stolen his teeth? What's this? Old person wrestling. What's going on? No, the rest of Hit Row are like, no, don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. And he's like, I need my case. I gotta go get my case. Don't do it, Swerve. Don't do it. But I gotta get my case. Here, look, we're outside. Yeah, you want your teeth? Yeah, you want your teeth? Yeah, I want my teeth. I can't sing like that. Hey, man. See, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I can't do it. Oh, guys, it was a trap. Oh, my God, it was a trap. And here we go. Look, the rest of Hit Row are making their way out. Oh, I thought he was going to pop it back in for him. Now, other members of Hit Row have come out. All right, there's a big brawl happening outside now. They're throwing the big one into... she's come in with a baseball bat. Oh, my God. Get your teeth! Get your teeth! Oh, he's got him back! Yay! I got my teeth back out! Hit Row! Oh my God, that's so... Oh, that's so much better! Guys, they were fighting over teeth. That's what we've just seen. Plus also, Legado del Fantasma, they had a plan. Hang on, I'm sorry. Legado del Fantasma had a plan where they're going to trick Swerve to come out on his own because they know they can't take on the whole of Hit Row. So they trick Swerve to make him come out on his own. He does that. They jump him, attack him, right? Beat him up. But continue doing it to the point where the rest of Hit Row then come out and beat them up. Like, how does that make any sense whatsoever? How does that make any sense? Like, yeah, we're gonna beat up the main guy. We're gonna beat up Swerve. But you know what? We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep doing it till he gets back up. Till the rest of his crew arrives. And then we're gonna lose. Genius. What a plan. What a plan. Well done. Well done, Legado del Fantasma. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a well thought through plan that was. Oh, we're gonna jump him, beat him up, and then we're gonna allow the rest of his group to attack us. Oh, well done. Brilliant. So what I learned from that segment is Hit Row suck, right? I learned this ages ago. Legado del Fantasma are idiots, and that whole thing was over teeth. Teeth! Teeth, I tell you! Teeth! God damn. Shut NXT down! Shut it down! I mean, look, come on. I know Vince gets a hard time, but there are times when you can look at things and go, do you know what? I see where he's coming from. I do see where he's going. God damn it. Shut it down. Shut it on. Release everyone. Although knowing Vince, he'd probably love the fact that that was over teeth. If he knew they were fighting over teeth, he'd probably like rolling on the floor. God damn, they're fighting over teeth. Oh, God damn. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Oh, back to the workout. Here we go. Oh. I mean, I still enjoyed it more than Raw. I still enjoyed it way more than Raw. As much as I wasn't, like, critically a fan of it, from an entertainment level, it's up there. Do you know what I mean? So, fair enough. God damn. It'll be teeth versus teeth match coming up next. A street fight for the grills. Yes. Yes. So, if Hit Row win, they get their grills. Yeah. If Legado del Fantasma win, they get a George Foreman. Right? It's grill versus grill. That's what I want. Grill versus grill. You can have your teeth back and you could win a George Foreman. You get a George Foreman. And you get a George Foreman. Everyone gets a grill. Brilliant. Can anyone else still hear the hit row music in their head? I swear to God. In my head then. I swear to God. Oh my God. In my head out of nowhere. I just heard the hero. I was like, does it come on again? Oh my God. Honestly, out of nowhere. I just heard that in my head. Oh, that segment's messed me up. That segment's I'm going to need to lie down in a dark room after that. In my head, I started just out of nowhere. I was just talking, and in my head, I just heard, hero. I even looked at the TV thinking they'd come back out. Oh, my God. Oh. I'm watching too much wrestling. I'm watching too much wrestling. It's starting to affect my psyche. It's starting to mess me up. Here we go. Here's a palate cleanser. Little bit of Volta. Whew. Losing that. Well, honestly, for a sec I heard it. I don't know if there was a bit of music on an advert that sounded like it or something, but in my head I really did hear the hero. It made me look up. NXT's messing me up, man. I have no idea what he just said there, but fair enough. I ain't arguing with him. Money, 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 money. Dun 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 dun. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase is on commentary. Hit row and chips, please. Anyone want to see what Swerve is capable of? Look up his match. Kill Shot versus Dante Fox. He is being wasted, says David. I believe that. I believe that. Right, here's Grimes. Right, I don't actually know what this is. LA Knight coming down with Grimes. What is this? These two are facing each other, of course. So, is this promo? Oh, no. It's a match. Grimes versus... Who's he facing? Who's this? Josh Briggs. Days mentioned Dante versus Kill at Lucha. That was so good. Have you visited somewhere and truly hated it? Have I visited somewhere and truly hated it? Have I... That's a very interesting question. Have I visited somewhere and truly hated it? No. I don't think I've ever been anywhere that I've hated. That's weird, isn't it? I've never thought about that ever. But I honestly couldn't name... I tell you, the only place that comes to mind is Rhyl in North Wales. We actually, I remember I was with, like, my brother, my dad, my mom, like, the dog. We were literally all, like, had a weekend off at the same time. It's really weird. I came back at the weekend and everyone was here. Everyone was off. And we were kind of like, should we go somewhere? Should we do something? Like, this seems like we're all off. And we are never all off. Like, there's always someone that's at work. So, and like, for us to all be off at the same time was very strange. So we went to Rhyl in North Wales. I think it's Rhyl, North Wales. Because it's not far in the car. It's about an hour. And we thought, oh, we could take the dog for a walk. and they've got like a beach. And it used to be a place that you would go to, kind of like a seaside town and all this kind of stuff. Went there, and it was just sorry if you live there, but it was a dive. It was not nice. It's not aged well at all. We kind of just walked around. There was nothing there. It was just not great at all. Like, it's really not what my parents remembered. My parents remembered it being like this really good place where everyone would go, and it was like there was always loads of people and whatever. We got there. There was no one there. It was really just run down. Seems to have just been forgotten about, really. I mean, that's the best I can tell you. I've never been to a foreign country that I've never enjoyed. Cameron Grimes won. Feel free to let me know where, if you've been anywhere you didn't enjoy. Cameron Grimes won, and he just got laid out by LA Knight. I don't know what's DiBiase doing. DiBiase's got his head down. What's DiBiase doing? Is DiBiase okay? DiBiase didn't look well then. DiBiase had his head down like this, and he seemed to be like bright red. We've got Indi. Indi talking about taking the relationship to the next level. The true test is how you work together in the ring as a team. Here's Alright, there's Dexter. I like them too. They are cool. Indi said Dexter had room for pie. And Johnny looked confused because there wasn't pie on the menu. I think we all know what pie it was. Invisible pie. John Cena pie. It's the kind of pie you can't see on a menu. I think Candice is going to remain on TV, just not wrestling. What does that mean? Like a game show host. What's going on? Candice is pregnant. She is pregnant. Yeah. The Rock used to like pie. He did. He used to like that putang pie, didn't he? Maybe that's what Dexter had. It's going to be a mixed tag match at TakeOver. I think it's tonight, isn't it? Actually, I think they're doing that match tonight. Room for pie. Index is freaking cute. Says let him in. Hayden, shout out to you. Alexa Bliss Gamer says Lily Island. Yeah, it's like Love Island, but better. Vince needs to come out and say War Game. I miss me theory, says Austin 316. Yeah, where is he? I miss you theory as well. David said, I'm getting married on Monday over a year later than planned due to COVID. Many congratulations, David. I wish you many years of happiness. I mean, it won't happen. Statistically, it's going to be a nightmare, but I wish you all the best, mate. I'm joking. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be just like Vince and Linda and their loving relationship that's been going strong since 19... Legend Killer said, Days, I'm watching NXT. So am I, dude. No way. Shout out to you. Shout out to... what I love about Legend Killer is he always says that he's watching the same thing that I'm watching. And then puts a little face in there as well. I don't know why. It just makes my night. Shout out to you, Legend Killer. My condolences, says Dark Angel. My condolences, David. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat right now that are really feeling for David. I mean, you managed to survive an extra year without getting married, so, you know, you had that time to yourself, but John says, David, congratulations. Don't invite Days. It's true. To your wedding reception to give a speech. Oh my God, could you imagine me giving a speech? Go on for about 3 hours. I'm so used to sitting in a room on my own just talking that if I was to give a speech, I really would not know when to stop. Like, everyone would be leaving and I'd just be still going. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. Vape Ross Vape said, is the embryo going to wrestle? Wouldn't that be 3-on-2? Well, yes, but, you know, we have seen handicap matches before, so they could go that way. A 3-on-2. You could have Candice, Johnny, and the embryo versus Indi Hartwell and Dexter. You know, we could be building to that. I wonder if we will get that match ever. I wonder if we will get Indi and Dexter versus Johnny and Candice one day. Someday. That could be interesting. It'd have callbacks to this, of course. I'm watching NXT 2, says Jada. Jim said, I hope you are keeping your wedding small. Watch Adam Ruin's Weddings to see how you can easily be ripped off. Why don't we just say congratulations and leave it at that? Instead, we've got people going, oh, condolences. Oh, I hope you're keeping it small. Oh, God, I hope the weather's going to be all right. Like, let's just say congratulations and move on. Let's just all be happy for David, shall we? I am. I'm right there with you, David. Right, we've got Zoe and Io. Zoe is trying to learn Japanese. Why don't they get on? Zoe said, we've got some work to do, but we are making progress. Here's Frankie Monet. Right, we've got Robert Stone and... Jessi versus Indi. Boom. Tone? Who's Tone? Stone. Straight, mate. There we go. Oh, they're coming out to Dexter's freaky music. Are they both coming out to it? Alright, here's Dexter. Freaky. Freaky, innit? Frankie is a heel. Taya Valkyrie was better. And here's... oh, look at that! She's got the gloves on! I like how she's allowed Dexter to go out first, and then I think she's looking at his backside. Oh, Beth Phoenix makes this as well. Beth Phoenix is always so... And Indi Hartwell does it as well. It is brilliant. These two are brilliant. Watching Indi, that's brilliant. Watching Indi, look. and she bumps into Dexter. She's trying to do the entrance as well. Oh, it's great. That is great. That's one of my favourite moments. One of my look, and Beth's giving Indi breathing. Beth's like, breathe. Come on, you can get through this. You can get through this. Ah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. Happy birthday chants. I think it's Indi Hartwell's birthday. Vape Ross Vape said, I've been married for 15 years. Run. Get out of town. Hey, Robert Stone looking pretty ripped, man. Look at this. This is like Razor Ramon's younger brother. Lunges towards the leg of Dexter Lumis. Oh, I loved Indi Hartwell doing that like entrance thing of honestly one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite moments of the year. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. I would rewatch that. I'd watch that on YouTube. I reckon that'll get good views on YouTube. He looks stupid with that hair. The ponytail looks bad. What was your reaction to Christian winning both the AEW and Impact title? He didn't win the AEW one. He won the Impact and the TNA. Here we go, these two we're going towards each other. Indi and Dexter getting lost in each other's eyes. Against the rope goes Dexter. Robert Stone charges over. Frankie grabs hold of the leg and Dexter's dragging Frankie into the ring. Jessica Carr's like, hey, what do you think you're doing right in front of me? It's interesting to actually hear what Jessica Carr's saying. She's like, what do you think you're doing right in front of me? And then she says, you're out of there. It's all drama, in it. Little Razor. Bick. We'll call him Bick. Days, bring back one wrestler that's passed. Who would you choose? I would choose... Who would I choose? I mean, the first name that comes to mind is Andre. And then the second name that came to mind was Bruno. And I'd want someone that would really, really benefit wrestling. Would really benefit wrestling. Who would... I mean, I suppose Eddie. Eddie is the name, I suppose, in it. Because everyone loves him. Everyone loved him. Sasha idolizes him. I kind of feel like you could bring Eddie back. Eddie would be a massive deal today. He was a massive deal back then, but he would be, like, huge. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Eddie. Trent is the best right back right now. Non-fact or fan. Trent is the best right back right now. Is Trent the best right back right now? One of. I don't know if he's the best. I mean, he didn't even get into the... Well, I suppose he did eventually get into the England team, but... I don't know. Can you be regarded as the best if you're not even the best for England? Like, there's no guarantee he was going to play every game. He got dropped by Southgate, didn't he? And then he got brought back in. And I must admit, when he got injured, it wasn't the end of the world. I kind of feel like, you know, you've got Carl Walker, who's amazing. Reece James doing some good stuff. Wan-Bissaka. Don't know. I'd say he's one of, but I don't know that I could say he was the best. But I'm quite happy to say he's one of. Yeah, definitely. I'm really pleased he's English. Ultimate Warrior, Bam Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna, Dusty Rhodes, Karl Gotch, Eddie Guerrero, Chyna, Benoit. Days, if you could bring an AEW wrestler to WWE and one vice versa, who would you choose? If you could take a WWE wrestler to AEW, give them Seth. Give him Seth, because Seth's amazing, and hopefully he'd be doing something different to what he's doing now. Because I think Seth is so overlooked right now. Even though he's in that feud with Edge, like, this is just... Whenever it's a Seth segment, I am not excited. I don't care. Like, it feels like Seth is a main event star in hibernation at the moment. He just doesn't feel like a big deal to me at all. This gimmick of his that he's doing feels like a mid-card fighting for the Intercontinental Championship kind of a thing. Like, this whole drip nonsense, Monday Night Messiah nonsense, no, it's rubbish. I'd love to see him go to AEW and see, you know, him against Kenny, him against Hangman, him against Jericho. Like, just go down, like, the whole list. Like, the matchups would be amazing, and hopefully it would not be Monday Night Messiah stuff, or whatever it's called now. So I'd probably look at moving Seth, and other way around, I'd probably want someone young. I'd probably want someone like Jungle Boy. Probably take Jungle Boy. I like Jungle Boy. I think he's got a lot of potential. He probably would struggle in WWE because of his size, though. So, I suppose you could take a Mega because there's lots of dream matches, but it's a bit obvious, isn't it? I'd rather take a Darby Allin or a Jungle Boy. Nice bulldog by Dexter. Is Robertson the best left back? Robertson the best left back? No. Definitely no. I can say that Trent is one of. I don't know that he's the best, but no. 100,000% Robertson isn't. Not when you've got people like Spinazzola for Italy and you've got Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw's ahead of Robertson. Right, God, this match is just like comedy, silly comedy, people making mistakes, Jessi jumping in and splashing her own partner, and I like Hartwell and Dexter, but I don't really need this match. Robert Stone grabs Indi and pulls her off of Jessi and Dexter. Indi gets kicked in the arm. Picked up, scooped, slammed down by Jessi. Jessi with a single leg Boston. Single leg Boston Crab. Single leg Boston Crab by Jessi on Indi. Indi's quite close to Dexter. Just trying to crawl away over, reach out, make that tag. Why did Dexter not reach for the tag? I don't understand. Why is he not tagging? Why did Dexter not have his hand, like, out? I don't even understand what's going on there. Why did he not have his arm out to make the tag? Jessi with a forearm strike to Dexter. Into the plexiglass. Oh, it's just going on too long, this. Indi and Jessi in the ring. Silence submission. So, looks like Indi gets the win. Indi and Dexter win. I'm into these two, but that match was a mess. I know it was meant to be, but I think it was even more of a mess than they planned it. But I like this from these two. Dexter crawling over to Indi. Indi backing away. Indi looks over at Beth. Nods. What's happening? She's going over. Beth's loving this, isn't she? She's loving it. I'm loving it. Rick E245 said, Days, I think Wardlow would be good in WWE. He's the type of wrestler that Vince would like. It's a good shout. It's a very good shout. Beth has given Indi something. Indi's got something behind her back. Dexter staring at Indi. What's this? She's got down to one knee already. What's going on? What's this? This. Why have they? Okay, is it because NXT is going to go through some changes and they don't know how long they've got because this is rushed. This is way too rushed. Remember earlier we were talking about hotshotting? We've literally just seen. I was just popping earlier. Indi copying Dexter, because we haven't seen that. We haven't seen them, like, working together in the ring. So, I was popping earlier for seeing them working together and, like, she was copying him and everything. And now she's gone and proposed and he said yes and all this. Like, I can only imagine they've rushed it this quick because of the changes that are coming. Perhaps Indi's going off to other things and they want to see this story play out or something. I don't know. I think that's bit weird. They only went on their first date last week. Or a couple of weeks ago, was it? It's a bit soon to be married. People are peeved that Vince is making the changes. I think they heard about David getting married and they were like, oh, we're not having this. We're not having this. We're not having David getting married and we're not. So I think that's why they've decided to get married, because they want to steal David's thunder. Indi is going to get called up. Right. There we go. That's why they're... Oh, it's a shame, innit? Because it gives you just a glimpse of what this story could have been. Like, they could have played this out for months and months and months. You know? And they have, in all fairness. But... I mean, like, they've stretched out, like, them getting together, and then as soon as they get together, boom, they get married. So, just too quick for me, but I get it. I get why they've done it. I get why they've done it. It's just a shame. I just watched that, and I think, oh, I wish that had been built properly. I wish that had been done properly. Because that could have been a great moment. It was still, it's such a shame. I mean, like, you saw my reaction to it. My reaction to it was, what? Now? You're doing this now? And I wish that wasn't my reaction. I wish my reaction had been like, oh my God, finally they're getting married. Can you believe it? Like, I want to be sitting here crying, going, I knew this would happen, guys. I didn't think it would hit me this hard. I'm so happy for them. I want to be ugly crying, but I'm not quite there, unfortunately. I am ugly, but I'm not crying. Double wedding. David can split the costs. Yeah! They've done you a solid favour there, David. We need Bischoff to be the Reverend again. Imagine if these are all real-life couples, says Warsaw Till I Die. Think they'll do a wedding on Raw? No, I think they'll do it on NXT. Wouldn't make any sense to do it on Raw, because there's only like, what, 600, 700,000 people that watch this compared to 1.8 that watch Raw. So the vast majority of people on Raw don't know. Or you would think don't know. I'm sure they, probably watch on YouTube or something, but no. If they're going to do the wedding, it'll be done on NXT. It's the first NXT I've watched in a month, and I get this dumpster fire of an episode, says Dark Angel. I must tell you, this is actually not the worst episode that I've seen. In fact, that's a really good point. What are your halftime scores? We could do halftime scores. I've seen way worse than this. Way worse than this. What are your halftime scores? The Prime Minister of New Zealand and his Ministry of Health is about to start a press conference. What, about Indi and Dexter getting married? Flip. I mean, yeah, okay, it's big news, but I didn't realise it was that big. The Prime Minister of New Zealand. The lady one. Lady Minister. Backstage got Roderick Strong. 6.757, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5, 9.25, 7, 8.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.75, 6, 7, 6.5, 6, 8, 6.5, 7, 7.25, 6.5, 5, 12 out of 12. Austin with a 6.5. 8 because of blood and teeth. 6.5 halftime scores. Index 10 out of 10. (9.25), 6.5. There's lots of 6s and 7s. I want to know if you get the ad breaks in NXT. Yeah, we do. We do. It's only when it's on BBC that we don't get it. Also, we don't get them when you subscribe on Fight TV for AEW. But NXT is on BT Sports, so there's ads on that, yeah. Okay, so we've got a little face-to-face with Raquel. Wow! You think you're Big Mommy cool? That's good. That's a good line. Making out that she's the female Big Daddy cool. You're Big Mommy cool. So, on this week's episode, we've had blood, a certain pie, and now a marriage. It's all been happening. You're more delusional than I thought, said Dakota. I'm the person that taught you everything you know. They haven't done a very good job of making me believe that Dakota can beat Raquel. You're going to be the somebody that I beat to become champion. There's no one on this planet like me, says Raquel. Days, during our sleepover, can we have a pillow fight and dish about Austin, then whisper to each other and not tell Austin what we're saying and then giggle and turn the lights out? I would love that more than you'll ever know, William. That's my dream. That is totally my dream. Everything you've said there is... That's a day that I want to experience. So, shout out to you, William. William Daisy's Dream Hensey. Call me whatever you want. But in 5 days, you will call me NXT Women's Champion. Raquel says, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to the challenge. Sidekick. Right, who we got now? What we got now? We've got Carmelo Hayes taking on Duke Hudson, I think it is, in the semi-final. Right. Carmelo Hayes versus Duke Hudson. Has Finn Balor gone back to NXT? No. Dakota is the sidekick. Don't forget to braid Daisy's hair, William. It's brilliant. It's a great comment, isn't it? I love everything about it. I love the giggling and whispering. I think I might have added the giggling. No, then we giggle and turn the lights out. Oh. Yeah, I thought I'd added the giggling, but no, you'd mentioned it. That's good. I'm looking forward to that bit. Don15 says, go Duke. Right, here's Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson, big smile on his face. Very arrogant. Duke Hudson is Wade's pick to win it all. He's got a bit of a Wade Barrett vibe to him, actually. Carmelo reminds me of Maven, says Mark. Can I come to the sleepover? I'll bring fresh fish eyes and rainwater. Yes, just better to be safe than sorry. Sure. Right, so this is the breakout tournament. This is the semi-final. Winner is going to go on to face Odyssey Jones. And Duke Hudson is the favourite to win this. He's tall, man. He's big. He's the kind of person that I think Vince would like. Is Duke Hudson Brandon Vink? Ah, do you know what? I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think so. Well, I don't know what happened to Brandon Vink. Brandon Vink. No, yeah, he is. You're right. Ah, do you know, I never made that connection. He was on with... he got called up to the main roster with Shane Thorne, wasn't he, for a while? March 2020, Vink was on Raw alongside Shane Thorne, where they battled the Street Profits. They were defeated. They both went back to NXT. Vink, under his new name of Duke Hudson, was announced as the Breakout Tournament. That's amazing, isn't it? A breakout star that's already been on Raw. A breakout star that's already been called up to Raw, had a couple of matches, been brought back to NXT, and now changed his name and is a breakout star. Oh, well done for that. Do you know, I never made that connection in my brain. In all fairness, I never really paid Brandon Vink much attention. But, yeah, it is. Also went by the names Elliot Sexton. And Brandon Vink, Tony Modra, and Duke Hudson. So there we go. Things I learnt today. Hayes springboard him. Clothesline. Duke Hudson looks ordinary and bland, says Primo. Okay, so we've got Carmelo. See, I kind of feel like this episode should finish now. Like, this is all right. This match is all right, but it is a bit plodding. I kind of feel like the Dexter Indi thing, that should have, like, closed the show, really. So, it's just an example of, like, it just goes a bit too long for the 2 hours. So, if it is going to back to an hour, that'd be great. The Vink Sexbot is now a Duke. Either way, I think Odyssey Jones wins. Yes, I agree. Corey said, who do you think's going to win out of Dakota and Raquel? It could be Dakota, you know, because I think Raquel might be going to the main roster soon. So, in my mind, it should be Raquel. Because I think that this is a match that's been coming for a long time. I don't think they've done a very good job of making me think that Dakota can win this match. But we don't know what the future holds for Raquel. I think she's someone that they would definitely be interested in. So I've got to think that she's probably going to go to the main roster maybe sooner rather than later. And so they could pull the trigger and put the title onto Dakota. If Hudson couldn't do it on Raw, why would he win now? I think they probably think that he does have potential, but maybe he was just a bit green. Maybe they felt he needed a bit of a gimmick change and a bit more seasoning and a bit more experience. But they see there's some potential there. Do you remember they were really into that Cal Bloom guy and he got called up as well? They went through a little period, didn't they, during the start of the pandemic era, where they just seemed to have a little eye on NXT, and there was a few people that interested them, and then nothing came of it. I mean, they called up Austin Theory. He was one of Seth's disciples. They called up Vink and Shane Thorne as a tag team. They had someone else that came up as well. Like, was it Angel Garza came up around that time? They brought up Angel. It was, I think, Angel Garza coming up. There was someone else as well. Obviously, Belair came up at that WrestleMania. There was just a few that kind of got called up. I think, Cal Bloom as well, I've got a feeling probably worked on Raw as well. Did some things. So, they just seem to have a bit of an eye on NXT back then. So, I think they see something in him. But he's just not where they need him to be. I only got BT yesterday. I watched Raw and NXT today and then football on Saturday. Dakota and Raquel are HBK and Diesel, says Andres Lopez. LSW said Duke Hudson looks a bit ordinary. Nothing special, just based off looks except his size. But you can't just push him as a big dude because that won't work. Shane Thorne should leave WWE and go back to teaming in with Nick Miller. I think he's hit his ceiling. I don't know what Nick Miller's doing now. I don't know if Nick Miller walked away from wrestling or if he just wanted to go back to Australia. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what he does. But, yeah, I mean, that would have been difficult. They came over as the Mighty Don't Kneel. I think they changed their name to TMDK. And then I think they changed their name to TM61. And then they split up. And then Shane Thorne did a little solo thing. And then I think he was with Brandon Vink. And then, obviously, Retribution. As, what was his name again? Slapjack? Slapjack? Old Slappity-Jackety. And now, I haven't got a clue. Hayes back in the corner. Big clothesline. The reports are saying that Vince saw Cal Bloom as the next Edge. What if Edge never came back at all? What if on Saturday they're telling us it's Edge, but it was actually Cal Bloom? It's going to be Cal Bloom? It's been Cal Bloom all this time? The next Edge? He's just so much like the original Edge, we can't tell the difference. Think about it. Jim says, take out commercials and NXT is only an hour and a half. Rongo Drinkwater says, only Lorcan was on Raw versus Aleister Black. Adam said, Nick's on New Japan. Is he really? I didn't know that. Thought he'd gone back to Australia and wanted out of wrestling. He said yes. He did. It was very emotional. I've only just dried the tears. They say challenge any champion who in their right mind wouldn't go for the top championship. His Edge just a little bit duller, says Brad. What are they chanting? There's a little song, but I can't hear what they're saying. Oof, I tell you what, that was nasty. That DDT on the edge of the ring. They just showed the replay of it. It looked brutal. It looked like Duke Hudson caved in his face. It did. It looked messy. That looked quite messy. Takes Hayes down, going for the pin. 1, 2, shoulder up. I kind of don't want anyone brought up from NXT. I would rather NXT be included in SmackDown and Raw pay-per-views. NXT could stand on its own. Let's roll it. 1, 2. Kick out. I still wonder what would happen with Seth if he never got injured in 2015 and lost his title. Carmelo. Going over. Looks like he's going to climb up top. Cal Bloom has got a Twitter and he's got 360 followers. LSW has got more followers than this dude. Maybe you're the next Edge. 1, 2. Wow. Carmelo Hayes has won. Anyone else think that's a big surprise? I think that's a big surprise. Carmelo Hayes gets the win over Duke Hudson, and Duke Hudson was expected to get to the final. That is a big surprise. I agree, though. I still think Odyssey Jones is winning it. Deservedly so. He's looked brilliant. But, yeah, that's a surprise. That's a turn-up for the books. Who said yes? Dexter Lumis said yes to Indi Hartwell. Austin said, I'm a Duke Hudson stan. He shouldn't have lost. I'm a Jennifer Hudson stan. And just keep singing, girlfriend. Imagine if NXT was the third brand being involved in the draft, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and the Rumble, said Jensen. So there we go. There's our final. Odyssey Jones taking on Carmelo Hayes. So they're going to speak to Carmelo. Samantha Irvin. Carmelo Hayes is the next babyface, but he won't get by Odyssey Jones. 2 weeks ago, I said I was going to get to my final, and I've kept my word. Well done, you. Days, I was at the show in Dublin when Seth got injured against Kane. I was so confused, but I think it's really cool that it happened at a house show that I went to. That is cool. It's cool that you were there to see it. Obviously, it sucks it happened at all. Okay. Here's Odyssey Jones. I love this guy. He's great. Look at the size of him. How is this even fair? Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, Odyssey Jones is coming out towering over this guy. I can't imagine he's too concerned. Has that woman got the Beatles on her arm? Has she got Abbey Road? Did you see that woman? I don't know her name. Samantha, is it? She just, like, held up the microphone to Odyssey Jones. It looked like the Beatles walking across the zebra crossing was on her arm. Perhaps it's a different reference or something. Don't know. What's this? Time to turn up the volume. What's this? When we break free. Who are you? What are you? Jessi Jane. Haven't we seen her before, haven't we? I've definitely said that name before. Jessi Jane. Right, we've got the NXT titles on the line. Is this going to be our main event? Nah, Samoa Joe's going to be face-to-face in the main event, isn't he? It'll be Joe and Karrion in our, like, face-to-face. SummerSlam meet and greets. This Thursday and Friday. You can go to the Superstore. There's meet and greets. If you're in the Las Vegas area, that looks fun. Meet and greets and the Superstore. So it's like a mini Access. I'd love to go to Access. I keep saying that. I'd love to go to Access. MSK versus Imperium. I thought it was OG Undertaker. Well, maybe it is. You know, he's been Dead Man, he's been Ministry, he's been Big Evil, American Badass. Maybe now he's Jessi Jane. She-Taker. She-Taker, says Zoom Station, yes. Who did we think was Undertaker the other day? Someone was Elias. Everyone's Undertaker, aren't they? Lily with her rising up, we thought she was Undertaker. Elias with his tombstone, we thought he was Undertaker. Now Jessi Jane. Can everyone stop being Undertaker? You can be Undertaker, and you can be Undertaker, and you can be Undertaker. Brilliant. Naked Midian. There's an image. There's an image. Days would love to go to Access. Days would love to go to Access. Do you think Everrise should have gone to Impact over AEW as far as having a better spotlight? I don't know. I mean, I think they're a good tag team, and I think the AEW's, you know, got a lot of respect for tag teams, but I think they are small fishes in a big pond. But hopefully they're seen as potential, and hopefully the Bucks treat them the same way that Darby and Jungle Boy have been treated. If that's the case, and they're going to bring them on and they're going to invest in them, then brilliant. There's a big opportunity for them in AEW, so yeah, why not? Why not? Go to AEW. I should imagine it's more money than Impact, and you know, hopefully they can be pushed as a great tag team they are. They are a good tag team. I always had a soft spot for Everrise. Never got why WWE doesn't give noobs any promotion, even though they're jobbers, but it would be cool if we got a background for jobbers. Hello, Wrestling Days. On back is money, and guess what? Ain't nothing better than seeing your bags. Let's go, and this is ready for NXT show, man. Straight up D-Money. Shout out to you. Spitting some truth. I mean, I haven't got a clue what any of it means, but shout out to you. Miss Clown 1 said, who do you think has truly helped other talent? Natalia's helped a lot of other talent. She does a lot behind the scenes. She's like Mother Hen, isn't she? You get that vibe from her. So I think she's helped a lot of people. They said that Molly Holly was like that behind the scenes. That was a big part of her induction into the Hall of Fame. And actually, did you know she's an agent and actually works behind the scenes on Raw and SmackDown? So she actually helps put some of the matches, like, not together, but kind of together. She helps, you know, work with the talent and figure out what they're going to do and what the segment's going to look like. She's one of the producers. I don't know if it's for Raw or SmackDown. I think it's SmackDown, actually. So, yeah, she's still doing stuff behind the scenes. Malachi Black will be the new Undertaker. Ryan said, could Bray come back as Wyndham Rotunda with Taylor Michael Rotunda, bracket Bo Dallas, starting a faction called The Stable? Could they? Yes. Do I think they will? No. Here's Cameron. D-Money, shout out to you. No, welcome. Appreciate you being around, buddy. I hope you're enjoying NXT. Right, we've got $1 Million Man talking to Cameron Grimes. Do you remember Daniel Puda, the guy that broke Kurt Angle's arm in a tryout match? Yeah, that wasn't what he did, was it? Didn't he come down? Like, wasn't it an open challenge? And Puda came down and put him in a submission hold, and was like seemingly legit gonna tap him out on TV. I don't think it was a tryout match, and I don't think he broke his arm. Cameron Grimes is getting fired up here. The moon. I love Cameron Grimes, man, when he goes up on my... Look at Ted DiBiase. I think Ted DiBiase was actually thoroughly entertained. Cameron Grimes gave everything there in that performance, didn't he? I'm glad DiBiase's okay. He didn't look right earlier. I agree. He kind of looked like bright red. He had his head down. And the segment just felt a bit awkward earlier. It kind of felt like he was having a bit of a health issue. So, yeah, I completely agree. I'm pleased to see that he's all right. Here's MSK about to make their way out. They are the tag team champs. So, MSK versus Imperium. I'd imagine this is going to get a good chunk of time. It is for the titles. And then afterwards, I'm guessing it's going to be Samoa Joe, Karrion, Kross. Because I think we've had everything else. Days, why will you watch NXT? Are you crazy? NXT is dead. It's been alright. It's been an alright show. I'm very interested to see which way it's going. That was Daniel Puda. That one, tough enough. Oh, is it that his name? Who was the guy? No, it's the same guy, wasn't it? Oh, I'll have to have a look at it now. Now you got me questioning. Let's have a look. Dun, 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 dun. I love Imperium. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it was the same guy. 2004, 2005. And then he went to Ohio Valley Wrestling. And he went to Ring of Honor, which I didn't know. And New Japan, which I really didn't know. He went on to face Shinsuke Nakamura and lost. I didn't know that. I didn't know he'd been to New Japan. That's interesting. There you go. It's always worth having a little investigation. Gaming in Real Time says, breaking news, a total of 7 cases in New Zealand, linked to Sydney. I'm going to enjoy watching lectures via Zoom. At least I can watch SummerSlam. Shout out to you, Gaming. Bum, bum, bum. Jensen says, I love Imperium. Dalma says, do you think they already have 0 plans for Toni Storm on the main roster? I have no idea what plans they've got, to be honest, for Toni Storm. Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine there are currently 0 plans. Because they called her up and they've done diddly with her. They've done nothing, have they? Like, what was the point in calling her up? Did you know the Acclaimed are no longer ranked in the top 5? I guess the Max Caster rap controversy is the reason. Yeah. Well, I didn't know it wasn't ranked, but I think he's been suspended for a couple of months, hasn't he? So they're probably moving on. NXT TakeOver seems to be really good, if not great. Let's hope SummerSlam is an instant classic. Do you think Big E will cash in at SummerSlam? Maybe. 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 I don't want to say yes, because he might not. Wouldn't put it past WWE throws Liv and Tony into a tag team. I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that. Right, we're underway with Imperium and MSK. They said it is the main event. Rolled by Wesley in between the legs of Bartel. Big E could cash in, but only if Goldberg wins. Imperium have beautiful music, says Robin. Beautiful. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. In my mind, that's how you sound, Robin. Oh, this music is beautiful. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Let's get Shazam on the go. Let's see what this music is, shall we? One count. 1 count for Carter. It's going to take a little while, this, isn't it? If this is our final match, and you know it's going to get time. This thing's going to have a good 10-15 minutes. Did you know that Joe versus Kross face-off already happened? No. When did that happen? I remember seeing Joe backstage. Nah, that's still coming, surely. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that. My entrance music would be Why Can't We Be Friends? Anthony says they have a bona fide star in Elektra Lopez. Don't even get me started, Anthony. They showed us Elektra Lopez once. We all lost our minds over it, and now she's just gone somewhere. I'm starting to wonder if she was ever actually there. And they have her on the sidelines. Yeah, she's too good. She's too good. I think what happened is Elektra Lopez made that one appearance and Vince McMahon was like, God damn, she's so good. Why is nothing else this good? Shut down NXT. Nothing's as good as Elektra Lopez. I think that's what Vince was thinking. Elektra Lopez sucked. Well, there's no evidence of that. If you was Big E, what would be your plan? What would be my plan? For what? Cashing in? I would wait until Roman was vulnerable and alone, and then I would cash in. That would be my plan. Days, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. So am I, Legend Killer. I didn't say that it had already happened. I was asking... Oh. No. Adam, I've been watching you for a while. Adam, you probably should have reread that first bit. Days, I've been watching you for a while, and you're a great guy with great energy. In my mind, you know that Homer Simpson gif where he like walks backwards through the hedge? Like, that's totally what's going on in my head right now. I've been watching you for a while. I think you're really good. Thank you. I don't really know how to respond to that. Thanks. No, it's good. It's been a good show. It always helps when there's a good show. I can't promise this kind of energy on Raw. You know what I mean? I'm Raw. I'm normally just like, make it stop! Make it stop! Like that. But with NXT, at least, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? At least there's something to have a bit of fun with. So, yeah. And hopefully more fun tomorrow with AEW and SmackDown and football and SummerSlam and UFC and TakeOver, and it just never ends. It just never ends. It just keeps going forever. It's like a prison sentence. What if Adam Cole shows up on Raw dressed as a baby and it's Adam Cole baby? I mean, would you be surprised? That's what I would say. If that's what happened, would you be surprised? Primo said, I really believe. And guys, I checked with him earlier. He really believes this. What he's about to say, he really believes. Primo says, I really believe. And again, just a reminder, he really believes it. Liv Morgan's WWE career could have been different if she wasn't placed in the Riot Squad. He believes that. Primo believes this. He believes that her career would have been different if she wasn't in the Riot Squad. Because Ruby and Sarah were not women. What? Let me reread it. Ruby and Sarah were not women. Let's go. Hang on. Everyone, settle down. I really believe, yeah, and again, let me remind you, he really believes this. Liv Morgan's WWE career could have been different if she wasn't placed in the Riot Squad. Because Ruby and Sarah were not women, Vince was going to push. Oh, got you. In my head, that was Ruby and Sarah were not women. Different sentence. Vince was going to put. I didn't see what that. Right. Got you. Ruby and Sarah were women that Vince was not going to push. Got you. We got there. Because, I mean, and say, actually, I think they were women because one of them got pregnant. And that's normally a very good sign that they are women. That's how you test it. That's how you find out. If you're not sure if like a friend of yours is a woman or not, get them pregnant. That's what I would do. Get them pregnant, and if they don't get pregnant, it's a boy. And if they do get pregnant, it's a girl. But also, if they don't get pregnant, it might be a girl and it just wasn't the right time. So you might have to keep trying to get to know for certain. Like, actually, don't do it. Just ask them. They'll probably tell you the truth. So yeah, go with that. Or read their Twitter bio where you might find out what they identify as, and they might like. Do you know what I mean? And if it's like they, them, then I don't know. I at that point, even I'm lost. So, you know, just, it's a mess. Right, back to this match anyway. We've got 15 minutes to go. I think we've just sorted out gender. I think that's done. Should we tick that off, actually? Gender. Let's tick that off. Done. So we've done that. Right, we've got Wesley down. Very emotional. If Adam Cole leaves, what if NXT starts a faction called the Disputed Era? I like that. I like that. Ooh, I don't like that, though. That's pretty brutal from Imperium. Both kicking Wesley in the head. Moody. Has there ever been a transgender woman in WWE? Has there ever been a transgender woman in WWE? Not that I could think of. Not that I could think of. Let's have a look. Transgender WWE. There was one that left, wasn't there? Gabby Tuft came out. She used to be under the name of Tyler Rex. So Tyler Rex became transgender, but wasn't transgender when she was in WWE. This was after that she left. So she was Tyler Rex and then left and became Gabby Tuft. I mean, is that the best name she could choose? Did she get to choose any name at that point? Gabby Tuft. Was Tuft the real surname? Because I don't know. I'd be calling myself that. Gabby Tuft. I don't know. We've got transgender wrestlers, actually. There's a category on it. And this category, Pro Wrestling Wiki, which is like a Wikipedia for pro wrestling. MSK have won, by the way. Volta's come down. Volta's come down. And not helped. And he's attacking Aliyah. Anyway, Jessica Love and Nyla Rose are the only two that are listed on this Wikipedia thing. Oh, it's all happening now, guys. Volta's here, Dragunov's here, MSK have won. Oh, he's laying out MSK now. Brilliant, do it. Boom, into the edge of the ring, take that. Here's Dragunov. Ah, that was rubbish last week. Do you remember? Aliyah took Volta down with one shot. That sucked. I don't like seeing Volta looking weak. I don't think he should look weak. There we go, big strike, and Aliyah goes down. Volta is killing MSK. I wish Volta would chop me, says Austin. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. He's choking him out. Choke, 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 choke. He's killing Aliyah. He's throwing him down to the floor. Dun, 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 dun. We go back to the music. There we go. I don't even know how long he's been champ for now. Like, all the days. What if Volta comes to NXT full-time and is the new face of the new NXT? That'd be good. That'd be. I'd be down for that. That was a lovely rendition. Thank you. Thank you. It's my remix version that's going to be available on my album soon. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't expect everyone to be so polite. AG Games says, can I still join your fantasy league? Yes. All you have to do is type the code in, and it's in the community tab. Join away. I think we've had like 133 members. So, join away. We need Volta versus Roman. Jeremy said, how does this little dude hope to beat Volta? Well, he hopes. We don't know that he's gonna, but he certainly hopes. In fairness, they had a hell of a match last year. It was brilliant. But it was mainly Aliyah just getting beaten up. I wonder if there's such a thing as a chip fetish, says Zach. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. There's people out there that have kinky thoughts about chips. I'd imagine there's quite a few people that dress up as chips and have naughty time. Get over here, because I'm going to batter you. That doesn't sound very good, does it? If someone said that to me, I'd be like, nah, I'm going to stay here, thanks. No. Thanks, but no thanks. Do you like Kanye? His new album is meant to be incredible. Someone got an early listen of it. I don't know who. But I saw an article saying Kanye's new album has got, like, production that's light years ahead of, like, what you've heard before. And, like, you know, spitting bars with an urgency that we've never heard from him. So, I don't know. I read this little quick review, and I was like, my God, I really want to hear this album. It did a great job of, like, hyping up the new Kanye album. So, I don't know if that's dropped yet or... Yeah, I don't know if it's dropped, guys. It might have dropped. I don't know. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it to drop. Me and, you know, my boys, Slim Jim and Fat Tony, Medium Maggie. We're waiting for it to drop. Kanye West is awful, says Austin316. Well, there we go. That's the only review that matters, isn't it? Austin316 says that Kanye West is awful, and I would imagine he is crying right now. Can Nyla Rose get pregnant now that she's a woman? You would have to ask Nyla, but I would think not. Do you think they wait till after SummerSlam to do more NXT releases? Yeah, I don't see anything happening before. I think there's going to be a lot of positivity around building towards. Plus, also they're having to deal with the CM Punk thing on Friday, so yeah, I'd be surprised if they released a load of people before SummerSlam. Austin says, yes, my review is the only review that matters. Fun fact, Austin thinks that Kanye is the best. Yeah, I have heard this. I have heard this. He's just trying to hide how much he actually loves Kanye West. He's a big fan of all of the Kardashians, actually. Austin is a huge Kanye stan. He constantly sends me DMs where he just, like, quotes lyrics. Like, he'll be like, really enjoyed the Raw stream. P.S. Jesus walks. Jesus walks with me, with me, with me. Like that. I would rather listen to Nikolai Volkov's greatest hits over Kanye Pest. Kanye Pest! In my mind, that's Kanye West in like a rodent costume. Does Adam Cole get Coles in stockings for Christmas? No, he gets Britt Baker. DMD. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Why you don't step to geezers like us. I don't give a toss. He just can't promo, can he, Pete Dunne? Ridge Holland talks a bit like Davey, doesn't he? I hear Davey boy when I hear Ridge Holland. I don't give a toss. It's just weird. It's all weird. What's going on? Right, how long we got? Is this going to overrun? We've only got 3 minutes. Nikki Kross is like Sin-Chan. I don't know what that means. Yeah, oh, that's my match of the weekend. That's my match of the weekend right there. I've never heard of the saying, I don't give a toss. I have, in all fairness, but it's not something that tends to get used all that much. Certainly not that I've encountered, but I've heard of it. Kanye is rubbish, says Gregor John. Where is Scarlett? Lazy. Cola, right, they're just running through the cards. I watched you in 3rd grade. Now I'm going to be a freshman. Carson, shout out to you, dude. Appreciate the support, man. Many congratulations on becoming a freshman. I'm a freshman as well. Very freshman. I wonder if that joke's ever been made ever by anyone. Ever. Definitely not. Here is Samoa Joe. Joe. He'll never forget his name, will he? Ever. I should imagine he walks down the street and there's people chanting, Joe. Must be a nightmare. As he walks down the street and people are chanting like that, he must be like, yeah, what, yeah, huh, yeah, sorry, yeah, what, yeah, Joe. I think he's probably got it to the point now where he just naturally ignores everyone. Must be a nightmare, like he's out with friends and they're like, Joe. And he just sits there because he's so used to it. Just Joe. He never answers. Right, well, he's in the ring anyway. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. I realize. He's not here to hurt his feelings. To hurt his face. If Nikki ASH was only going to be a paper champ, then what was the point? WWE should have Ash keep the money in the bank while she developed the character. Then we might care when she cashed it in, says Jennifer. Yeah. I think Vince thinks this works, and I think it's aimed at kids, and it's all believe in yourself and all that stuff in it. But I think it could be fleshed out a bit better, yeah, definitely. Here's Karrion. Yeah, there is no Scarlett. You still don't get it. Who's this about then? This is about the future. What, in fairness, what is the future of the brand? What are they chanting? Are they chanting Baron Corbin? I don't know what they were chanting. Baron Corbin. Yeah, I thought they were chanting Baron Corbin. Security that have come out. There's a lot of talking, isn't there? Where is Scarlett? Is that the... Oh, where is Scarlett? I think I'm going to drop you. I thought they were chanting Baron Corbin. Not where is Scarlett. Doesn't even sound the same, does it? Right, well, he starts attacking him. The security are outside the ring for some reason, even though... Shouldn't they, like, be in between them? Oh, this segment's just a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? Karrion brought security down, and then he got into the ring whilst the security stood outside the ring. And then Samoa Joe started beating up Karrion. The security couldn't do anything because they weren't in the right place. Like, they are, I mean, like, guys, do not skimp on security. Make sure that you pay on good security. This is like dollar store security. Karrion's got Samoa Joe. He's just hurled him into the ring steps. Now Joe's hurling Karrion into the plexiglass. All right. Yeah, that's going to stop him, Joe. Excellent work. Well done. Sliding across the broken plexiglass. That delayed him for all of like a second. We've got some members of the locker room trying to hold off. And now we've got... Oh, that's broken now. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. That didn't look like it was meant to break. Like, the way that it kind of... They charged into it and it didn't properly break. Yeah, was that meant to break? Both guys are down. Both guys have absolutely killed each other. Both guys have... The show doesn't end with them trying to rip each other apart. The show ends with them both going, wow. Whew. That was... Well, that didn't go to plan. Wow. Oh, my God, my head. Whoa. The room is actually spinning. Woo. That's how it ends with both of them, like, down. It seemed like the barricade didn't, like... They barged into it and the barricade kind of went, but it didn't properly go. So, like, a lot of that impact they did actually take because the barricade didn't give. So when they charge into it, the barricade's like, nah. The barricade's there going, yeah, nah. And then it goes, oh, all right then. And then it finally falls. But there's a bit where it like, poof, and then it finally goes. I think they just smacked each other into a barricade and knocked each other silly. That was fun though. It's good though. It felt real towards the end. That bit there felt like, oh, it was good. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are your scores? Put them in. Come on. Fire them away. Come on, fire away. Anna says, all hell has officially broken loose. I know they're going to refresh the So setup, but Wrecking It All First was class. Jim said, do you think NXT should go on the road? I kind of think what they were doing was all right, where they're in one base location. Not arenas. It'd be too much like Raw. But if they did little venues, then yeah. But it's got to be little venues, sports halls, things like that. You know, keep it small. Keep it like, I don't want to watch NXT thinking I'm watching Raw and SmackDown. I want it to feel different. So go to little sports halls. That'd be amazing. Like little venues that can hold a few hundred people. Amazing. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Maybe it would cost too much, what with like transport and everything, and then you're not getting any income from being on the road. So perhaps they wouldn't do it, but it would be amazing. It would look great. 7, 6.5, 7. Joe looked like he didn't know where he was for real. Yeah. 7.25. I agree. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an entertaining show. Yeah, I thought it was good. I'm not, you know me. I'm a fan of the song for Hit Row, but I'm not a fan of them as a group. And the Legada thing, you know, there was quite a few holes in that. But, I mean, everything else we got was pretty decent. I don't know there was much that blew my mind. But I was, like, all the matches were fairly solid. A few things maybe went a bit long. I'm not sure we needed the wedding for Indi and Dexter at this stage. It's early, but it's not the end of the world, is it? Do you know what I mean? Now, I get why they're doing it. So it looks like Indi's going to get called up, and they want to tell that story. So, yeah, I think it's not perfect. There's definitely things I would change, but you can see there's a good show in there. There's a good show in there. I love the Dexter, the Indi copying Dexter moment. I love that. The brawl at the end there, that's fun. We saw Volta and Aliyah. Aliyah's match earlier was great with blood pouring down his face. That was great. I was really into that. Surprising the breakout tournament as well. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I had fun. Anna, shout out to you, my friend. Going forward, most NXT shows will be in small venues. They are cutting the show's budget drastically. New logo, new look. New logo, new look. Austin said, I agree. 7.25. You and me, Austin. You and me, mate. Same wavelength all the time. All the time. William said, my score is 10 out of 10 because a ghost went down on me. Well, listen, William, we need to get our little sleepover booked, don't we? Because that's all I'm thinking about right now. Whispering to each other and giggling the night away. Sign me up, mate. Sign me up. I'm totally there for that. Right, we're done. We're back tomorrow. We'll do the SummerSlam predictions tomorrow. We'll also do AEW. So we've got a couple of things tomorrow. Thursday, I got a couple of things that I've got planned, including Wrestling Escape Pod. So that'll come back Thursday. Friday, we got SmackDown. Saturday, we've got UFC / SummerSlam, but more SummerSlam. And we've got football in the day. With TakeOver at night. Monday, I think we've got a football match Monday as well, actually, with Raw on the night. So, busy. Lots going on. So, really appreciate the support. Have a great evening wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us for this NXT watch along. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.